Hello and welcome back to the 2021 Season 1 of the Australian Esports University League Rainbow Six Siege presented by Chatime Australia. I am Spudoom. With me is Jackie Worthy and we are here to present to you the semi-finals of our Season 1 tournament. It's going to be amazing because we have some really great teams playing here today. You want to go through them, Jack?
Yeah, what a match we have on hand for you guys. So we've got RMIT Black versus uQuWu Dream Team. We've got two fantastic teams. RMIT Black, they've been unscathed going through this entire competition so far, just rolling a lot of their competition. Could this be one of the first maps that we actually see maybe one of the teams take a map off them, because they have just been fantastic so far? But on uQuWu meme team, we've also seen some very good players, and I'm sure they have got some great players. Now, we're gonna cut to a bit of a roster from RMIT Black.
Anytime. Well, but in the meantime, I mean, if we just look at the stats from this previous season, like RMIT Black have only had one tie, and that was only sorry, RMIT Black. I have been notified that I got the name wrong. They've only actually gone one tie in the entire group stage, and in the playoffs they've gone undefeated 2-0. And just looking at some of these plays, it makes so much sense. We've got Vincere from Wildcard, that's right, Australia's Vincia, from Australia's very own Wildcard, who, as we all know, is a bit of a carry for his team. And we also have some existing Challenger League and also ex-Pro League players. We've got OJ, MBD, and also Jin, who I believe is playing in Challenger League on the Tayo roster. So there's a lot of big fraggers and big players on this roster here.
Yeah, definitely, and a lot of very interesting operator picks from this team. You see a bit of the Ella being brought out on defense. We don't see that too much, and generally just a lot of very frag-heavy operators. We've got the Ash and the Jaeger on the Vincia, and also this IQ pick from OJ. Now, on the opposing side, uQuWu, they're hailing from the University of Queensland, and yes, they've also got some great players as well. Several of them who are Challenger League or ex-Pro League. So we've got Arnie, Sogs, and Webra. Now, this is definitely going to be some stiff competition.
Yeah, I definitely remember casting one of these earlier matches, and I remember distinctly that every member on this team, he can pull through and really, play the right cards and make the right big, bold moves when required. I remember, we were talking about Sogs and how he was just popping off fragging, but I remember on the second map on Villa, PB also taking out so many last-minute clutches as well. It was just insane. There's definitely some really experienced players here as well. Would see Arnie and Webra definitely AEL veterans, I would say. So they've definitely, this is not their first rodeo, is one way to put it. So it's definitely a clash of the titans here. But one team is definitely a bit more favored in terms of statistics-wise. But enough of that. That is the past. It is now time to look at our current match, which will be the maps. The map pool is very interesting today. We're seeing a map that we haven't actually seen quite often, I believe. And it will be Clubhouse, Villa, and Coastline for today's matchup.
Yeah, I'm going to be starting off with Clubhouse. So very classic. Many of the teams know how to attack this, and it's been a bit of a staple in our AEL competition so far. So a very good map for these two teams to really show who is the best at playing that very structured, very setup heavy attack and defense. We've also got Villa as our second map. So once again, quite a large map, but a lot of different options that map can be played. And for other side, Coastline. Now tell me a bit more about Coastline. Have we been seeing this map a lot?
See, we don't see Coastline often. In fact, a lot of people tend to think of it as the worst map, quote unquote, in this Pro League map pool, because it's just so frag heavy. It's so small, it's so claustrophobic, and it just relies so much on being able to get those impacts and those frags. And it's definitely a very big contrast between Clubhouse and Coastline. And I'm seeing that it might even tend to favor uQuWu over RMIT Black. So if we do get to this third map, perhaps this is where uQuWu could really run away with it. But guess we'll have to find out, as we are going to be heading over to Clubhouse now for our first map. Will be RMIT Black on the attack, sorry, and uQuWu will be leading the defense there as they go into this matchup, which looks to be a bit of a repeat of TSM versus LATAM.
Yeah, it feels bad for those SI teams. Gonna be seeing pure LATAM Grand Finals, I believe, but very good showing from those teams. If you haven't been following SI recently, we've had pretty much every region fall flat except the LATAM region, and they've been doing amazingly. But the games they've played on that stream very good as well. So make sure you watch them after you've done watching this stream, as we are just about to be heading onto our first map of Clubhouse, RMIT Black on the attack. So they'll need to show a bit of that structure, or maybe they might just go all out, go for that fragging playstyle. What do you think might happen?
Well, I mean, it's certainly one of those really versatile or flexible maps that we can see both of these types of playstyles coming through. We have the roam heavy SSG style, pioneered obviously by SSG, but we can also see a very turtle anchor heavy defense on that basement site. So it's one of those maps where it's really quite up to the teams themselves to decide how they want to play it.
That is going to be enough of seeing our faces. We're going to be hopping straight into that map as soon as we can.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I know you guys are sick of watching our faces. I want to watch the game.
Yes, indeed. So we have our operator map bans starting now. Operator picks. So what kind of operators do you think might get banned on this map in particular?
For sure, Thatcher, I think, will be the #1 ban here. At least one of these teams will take that off the board. And what can I say? I can just predict the future. uQuWu, first ban, will be taking out the Thatcher, so they won't have to deal with those EMPs. A very popular ban in all levels of play. We know Thatcher has the highest ban rate in SI, so what can we expect? You know, what do you expect? We learn from the best here, we play like the best, so obviously Thatcher is off the board.
Yeah, I'm sorry to break it to you, but freaking Thatcher ban not exactly requires the most talent, but Jackal ban is also very ranked ban. So I guess these teams just want to play it a little bit like it's like a normal game, not involve too many of the strats. And here we also see a Valkyrie ban. Valkyrie's been a gigantic menace and put those cams in a lot of sneaky locations. So we've been seeing her being banned out a lot more recently. And as our final, the Kaid ban. So Kaid with the claws can be quite annoying, especially with Thatcher ban on this particular map. You're already wasting so much time, and if you got a Maverick open those hatches, it's even more time that it's going to be going.
Yeah, so overall, these bans are actually quite standard. There's nothing fancy here, no Wamai ban, which could have helped with some of the utility. So overall, you know, nothing too unexpected, but I think it means that these teams know how they're going to play. They know what to expect of each other, and they're comfortable with sticking with, you know, their own strategies. They don't need to target ban, they don't need to do fancy things. They're just going to play well. They know what they're going to do, and they're going to bring those operators in order to achieve that.
Yeah, that does seem like what they're doing. So seeing a bit of a standard lineup here on both the attack and the defense. Church and Arsenal Room is going to be the first site that the defense are going to be taking us to, and seems to be a little bit of an SSG roam here. We see the Mozzie being taken. No castle, but this Mute and Mozzie is going to make it very difficult for the attackers to get any kind of drone or intel into that building quickly. So definitely interesting to see what the defenders are going to be able to get up to in that regard. We've also seeing the Mirror being brought now. We don't see Mirror too much on Clubhouse, just often banned. So do you think this could have a big impact?
Oh, sorry. Yes, I think, you know, just being able to bring Mirror is definitely just going to strike fear in the hearts of the attackers. Having to face up against that Mirror window and trying to push it is just so annoying and so painful. There's a reason why she's just banned so often. The amount of intel and cover she can provide it's just incredible. And now in the hands of PB as well, that's seriously going to do some damage. And I really want to see how RMIT Black adapt to this strategy.
Yeah, a little bit of community vote coming up on our screens. We see blue team has a 64% chance on community vote versus blue team 36. But Webra on the blue team gonna be getting that first pick. Takes a lot of punishment for his transgression, but actually takes down the sledge within the first 30 seconds of the round. So huge starting pick onto that defense, and really showing that lack of intel, or maybe just Jin following that drone a little bit too closely and getting picked off as a result. But now the attacks are going to be down one man, and here you see these Mozzies really wreaking havoc on any of the utility of that RMIT Black side.
Yeah, that was definitely a case of, I think, as you mentioned, a lack of intel and just being a little too hasty. I think maybe they just didn't expect them, Webra, to be so close and playing so aggressively. I think that's a sign of the match to come. uQuWu have every intention to play this aggressively, to take this fight to RMIT Black. They're not going to sit back and let them have the free game. They are going to send it absolutely right back. And those bullets so far have been worth it. Jin, the captain of RMIT Black, has been taken out, and that sledge as well. A lot of vertical pressure removed. So, minute and a half now, we've actually seen that game sort of slow down, despite that very early aggression pace.
Yeah, definitely, and this slowing down, it's allowed the attacking team actually to get a lot of control. So I don't believe they know that the top floors are entirely clear, but it seems like the defenders have given up control of most of this map. We see 4 people in the base, in the basement. Orange looking to contest the dirt tunnel, so this could be a pick coming out from him, but the attackers, they don't really know that there is another person top floor. Actually, Orange, OJ getting a kill onto the back of Woodsy, who was just unaware that he was in the tunnel with him, and this is a huge opening pick onto the site here. Now, RMIT Black have all the control they need. They've got dirt tunnels, they've got that kitchen hatch open. They're just going to be looking to get that execute done in kitchen.
Yeah, they've got 30 seconds to make this happen though, and they need to start applying pressure. However, Webra answers back with a double kill onto Orange. So OJ will be taken out as well, and that's 2 players removed of RMIT's Black, and time ticking away. That's definitely going to be in the defender's advantage. 3v3, however, as you can see, and answers back. Webra, however, makes it a triple 2v2, time ticking away. It's going to be now or never. Big Dog makes one more as he takes out Axe through the floor for NDB, and he's going to be looking for this last one. Can he find Webra? He's so low, but he doesn't. Webra with a 4K to finish off that round for uQuWu.
Webra taking down so low from the start, but he shows that he doesn't need health. He can just get those clean headshots onto all the players pushing him, and that was a crazy multi-kill from Webra, who started that round off first with that first initial pick, proving his worth on that Mozzie, using both that C4 as well to contest and that kitchen. And then once the hatches open, contesting and shooting at those players who are dropping down those hatches like Lemmings. But very close round. RMIT Black were able to bring that all the way down to a 1v1 situation in which just Webra was able to just clean that up. So now with that round done, we're going to be moving on to the CCTV cache room, and this is going to be a very interesting sight, especially with how they might set this one up.
Yeah, they have brought out that Rooney, so there will be some laser gates going up, denying some of these windows. Perhaps I saw one go up on suicide windows, and that will be the entry of grenades tonight there, and also great for opening up rotates. So I definitely envision players in this garage area, especially this catwalk, and with the my magnets, it's going to be very difficult to push this player out of this power position, which, as we know, is held for a very important reason. It denies that garage entry, and it lets you challenge that default plant and also that the breach wall as well. So definitely going to be seeing a lot of contention and focus and fighting going on around there as they look to push out this Wamai, who will be sitting up there.
Definitely. Now, because bringing this Mavericks, getting that wall open on the CCTV side shouldn't be a problem, and Vincia does more than that. He gets actually the first pick all the way onto that blue stairs player. I believe that he was trying the spawn peek, but unfortunately not going to be besting the Pro League player himself of Vincia. Now Vincia has clear margins. In order to get that wall open, you can just kind of torch that side open. The whole of that server side looks to be clear, so you shouldn't have too many problems in that regard. uQuWu, they've unfortunately not won the first pick this time, but oh, OJ is going to be fragged right back. Big Dog getting that refrag a little bit late, but late is better than never, so that's going to be the Habana down, and that's going to be a loss of some of your hard breach. It seems like some of it has been gotten down, but as you can see there, some of the pellets have been muted, so not all of the utility is going to be able to be used from the Habana.
woodsy now looking to challenge this angle, but thinks better of it. I would, if it were up to me, I would have kept going. I don't think anyone really expects you to be there, but the wall is starting to be opened up. The crucial wall here that everyone fights over and needs to be taken out. So looks like a little bit of stall out here as they're trying to work on this wall and also into garage. They've already lost OJ, one player in that entry into garage, and looking like they're having a bit of trouble just trying to drone things out, figure out where these players are and which way to best approach this.
Yeah, the attack is taking a bit of time as Vincio's getting this Maverick pick down, but it's a little bit slow. He needs to get a little bit more of that wall, unfortunately, and no, he's not going to be able to do that as he's going to be taken out from Woodsy, and that's all the hard breach he's got available off the board, so that wall is going to be safe, staying safely soft. The attackers now have to reorient themselves, go from the other side. We see Ash trying to go through the garage, but it's too late. Sox is already there and shutting him down. This garage player has been so effective as Jin takes a heap load more damage and is taken down. Big Dog with his kill of the round as this CCTV push has just stopped dead in the water, and Big Dog with that final third kill going to be sealing that round for RMIT.
Well, definitely not a great showing from RMIT. Oh, sorry, from Yuki. Oh no, RMIT, sorry. Brain just farted for a second. They're all good players, and I kind of like who's on which team. But RMIT Black definitely could have done a lot better with that hard breach, opening up that wall especially. Just very, very slow, and ultimately wasn't able to even get it open in the end. Of course, Woodsy did take out Vincia, and they did lose their hard breacher early on in the form of the Hibana. So definitely would like to see them opening up those walls a little bit quicker, opening up those crucial points a little bit faster with more time to work with, and maybe, you know, slow things down. Don't just walk through the breach, OJ. It doesn't work. You just walk right into, you know, Arnie's gun, and apparently so did 4 other players. So,
well, it happens. Not being able to get that Maverick wall is telling me that unfortunately they have not practiced too much on this clubhouse. That Maverick trick should be very standard, so shouldn't have so much of a problem getting it open as the RMIT Black side did in that previous round. And once that wall isn't open, you just have, it's just so tough trying to funnel through either the garage or that constructor side, and you could see that attack just kind of slowly fall apart. But now with uQuWu going onto that gym side, gym generally seen as a little bit less of a bomb site compared to that basement and top floor CCTV side, so maybe this is the little bit of momentum that RMIT Black can use to get that first attack.
lots of hard breach here being brought. That's also something I'm noticing here. Both the Thermite and the Ace are definitely looking to get this wall open, no matter what cost. They do also have those frag grenades to work with. Jin bringing those as well. But lots of spawn peeking or early contests going on here as well. So they need to be careful not to lose their heads. Last time it did work out in the favor of uQuWu, but RMIT Black, but unfortunately uQuWu did manage to bring it back. So it's not all lost if they do lose that spawn peek, but hopefully they do keep their hard breaches alive, which of course, you know, their major pain point last time.
Yep. Luckily on this side, however, you don't generally need to stick onto that hard breach too long. You can get it down on those external walls, but Woodsy seems to want to do something about that, as you see he's being actively bandit tricking here. I don't believe he's touching ADS, so this frag grenade could be a serious detriment to his ability to trick. But we see another grenade go through the hole. Yes, it does, but it doesn't actually do any damage. Grenade going off a little bit too short, and Jin's going to be out of frag grenades. This is a bit of a disaster here, unfortunately. They're going to have to resort to someone getting onto that wall. Now the castle is open, and with that player on the balcony, Bandit can't really stay in that location anymore. So, oh, never mind. Castle not a big open as of now, and now Woodsy has to slink back. He can't stay in there, otherwise he's gonna get shot. But that's still a lot of time wasted. Almost 2 minutes off the board. uQuWu still are struggling to get in the building.
Yeah, it looks like most of the focus now is around this gym bedroom area. They've mostly given up on this CC area. They do know there's a player in there, but having a bit of trouble dealing with him. So, applying pressure here after opening those castle windows seems to be their approach. But there's still a lot of players alive, never mind. Jin managed to take out Webra. That's a first pick here, and with 45 seconds remaining, our first pick, there's definitely going to be a lot of explosions and kills going on right at the end.
Yeah, especially on this side. It's like you don't need too much time in order to attack it, but Woodsy with a kill, and then Big Dog Arn through those bullet holes as we saw before, getting another cheeky kill on that construction side. Now defenders in a strong advantage. It went going to 4v3 situation. Attackers still struggling to get that user in hand even, and oh, as the ace goes to the vault, he's going to be taken out by Woodsy. Now they've got a lot. Now Jun's got a lot to do. He's got a goo mine with him. He's got screaming by the Banshee, and now he's got 3 players to find. Tries to get a kill onto Sogs, but doesn't quite get the shot. And once again, I gotta say, a bit too slow from this attacking side. They just could not get their attack done in time.
Yeah, I mean, last round we were saying they were doing things a little bit too quickly. I mean, we saw OJ die really early on from a questionable push, but that was this round we saw a case of slow timing being their downfall, just running out of time to execute and having it go in blind, and ultimately that was their downfall. They really need to get these timings of their attacks a little bit better. Having said that, uQuWu are defending very well, and they've got a great setup. They've extended out into that CCTV area, and although there wasn't too much pressure on that side of the map, they were able to rotate back into the logistics office area and ultimately contribute to defending that site. So definitely well done, and that's a 3-0 so far for uQuWu, a perfect defensive half. And I have to say, for RMIT Black, this being their map, this is definitely not a good showing here.
Yeah, if this keeps going on, I'm going to be losing my Pick'ems prediction once again. I've been really poor with that. Come on, RMIT, you gotta show us something. As once again, uQuWu are going to be going onto that basement side. They've just been a little bit uncoordinated, unfortunately, on that attack. Either not sending enough people in one direction, or just a little bit of a lack of maybe intel or something. But they're going to be wanting to change that in this round, as they've switched off the Maverick onto that Thermite, so they're pretty sure that it's not going to be a top 4 attack, and it cannot be, as they had just defended that site. So a good 6 pick from them allows them to use that Thermite instead of the torch of the Maverick, which is going to take a little longer compared to that speedy Thermite charge. So good adaptation in that regard. However, they're really going to need to ensure that that top floor is clear before they send too many plays through.
Speaking of the top floor, it doesn't look like we actually have any defenders upstairs. Most of them are actually on the bottom floor. In fact, the closest one is actually just on the stairs, those main stairs. So those top 2 floors are being given up. So a bit of a variation here. We're seeing a less roam and more anchory style of defense here, but still, the aim of the game is to burn time, and they have burned about a minute left. So that's a minute less. RMIT Black have to execute their attack, but they are starting to work those critical angles now, opening up those hatches, and also that vertical just at the top of the main stairs. So definitely going to be seeing some gunshots and some gunfire very soon.
Yeah, one C4 comes out from Rebra. I don't know how many they have remaining on the defending team. 2, it seems, in the hands of Sogs and PB, but those C4s are going to be coming in crucial once the sledge gets started on the kitchen. Sledge narrowly dodges another C4. You see it going off right next to him. He's going to be very happy that he's managed to able some of that explosive power as there's one left on the defending team, but with that sledge in that kitchen, they can start sledging the top floor and getting these goofy angles. And as you can see, there's no defenders can play safely in that Arsenal side. So that it's going to be down to all, just down to that dirt player and maybe some of those blue players to try to avoid, stop this very quick blue attack that you can see going on in this kitchen.
Yeah, so much emphasis here being placed on this Arsenal side. Definitely great place to be. I was going to say there are two players in that dirt tunnel, but one is taken out, another traded back by Webra. Webra is going to be the key here. He does hold that crucial position in that dirt tunnel and will be able to deny player dropping through the kitchen hatch. Of course, there's also that player in blue, but he's going to be pressured. Never mind, Sog's actually pushing up. Will he be able to get this kill? He's looking for the kill, can't quite find it as Axe is actually backed off already. And now it's going to go down, 15 seconds left. Are they going to start to drop? One drops, doesn't quite hit because of the smoke. Webra now looking for the kill, but doesn't land it. Jin already going for the plant, but the diffuser is dropped 2v2 now, and another one. Sogs, he's upstairs, and no one can stop him. uQuWu take their 4th defending round.
That upstairs rotation was done at that perfect time of Sogs just going all the way up to that top floor and not only denying the blue player who's just about to drop that hatch, but also killing the planter through the kitchen hatch. That is unbelievable play from uQuWu, who find themselves 4 rounds up on the defense. Now, we say Clubhouse is a defender-sided map, but 4-0 is really pushing it. You generally like to see at least a 4-2 on this half, so RMIT Black, they really need to scrape in some rounds if they're going to have any chance on their attacking half.
Yeah, and one more thing I do have to reiterate is this is RMIT Black's map pick. So you would expect them to be, prepared for both a defense and attack on their own map, especially considering the fact that uQuWu would get that first pick and most teams do pick defense. It makes perfect sense that RMIT Black have an attack strategy prepared, but so far it's just looking very uncoordinated, and uQuWu are just playing better. They have that communication, they have the intel, and they're making those big, bold plays. Sogs roaming right upstairs, back in the back line of the attackers. Webra getting the opening pick 30 seconds into this game. That bold aggression is really catching RMIT off, and they need to do something about it. Otherwise, this could quickly run away into uQuWu's victory.
Yeah, definitely, and just a little bit on this interesting Uni setup we have actually. We see most of the gates being deployed downstairs instead of on the top floor. We saw one being put on that secret door and also on the stock store, so it looks like that uQuWu, they want to do a bit of a downstairs hold. We've also got PB now. They're testing any players who might walk into strip club. NDB seems like he wants to do that, but he's a bit unsure now because of this defender here, so it's going to be wasting some of the attacker's time at least. Now, as we see a bit more of this downstairs hold, it seems like they really want to hold onto this stock area, and this is a bit of a new strategy actually that we haven't seen too much, but you generally want to hold that stock area. It gives you a little more control over the garage, especially through some of the interesting holes you can make through that wall. We call it the pirate wall because it's kind of got like a pirate flag on it, but with that, it can be extremely hard for the attackers to hit garage, which they have tried in the past. It doesn't seem like they're going to be going for that this time, however. And a fantastic shot coming out from Hydra, who just gets that pixel onto Webra. Webra got a kill from that location last time, but this time he's not going to be finding that pick as he's going to be taken out instead.
Yeah, in fact, it's looking like it's going to be a bit of a backtake. We saw 3 attackers stacked up on the west and now pushing in. One, however, has fallen. Sincere has been taken down by Woodsy, so it is a trade. Sogs, however, makes another one. Axe Hydra, that player downstairs in that lounge area, but Jin has actually dropped down as well. So it looked like a backtake, but now actually looking like they're going to go back to this main wall. It is mute jam, so they're going to have a little bit more trouble, and with Vincere and Axe taken out, there's going to be a lack of soft destruction to get this mute jammer off the wall, and maybe it's going to be their downfall once again.
Yeah, I believe the two, both Vincere and Hydra were trying to get that mute jammer off from underneath, but they're unable to accomplish it, and they both end up perishing So that's not only 2 players down, but that jammer actually hasn't been destroyed. So wall's going to be denied once again. Big Dog has been so dirty with these bullet holes, and the enemy now pre-firing is so scared of these holes as OJ going to be shot down and down. Now finished off. Jin, however, with a quick retry. Still a 2v3 situation, very doable, but as I say that, Big Dog takes another kill and a 1v8. Gotta find this with 3 picks. Needs to get his team 1 more point. He's flicking left and right, but he can't find anyone. Big Dog, with that multi-kill from the garage side, gonna be finding his team once again another round.
You mentioned earlier that it's just so difficult to funnel in through that construction door if you don't have that breach open. And once again, the breach was kind of their downfall. That main CCTV wall, again, not opened. And so it forced RMIT Black to once again funnel through that very small door. And there were just so many angles to watch, and especially with 1 player all by yourself and 3 on the other team, it was just mission impossible for Tayo there. Jin, sorry, just not able to get even a single pick. He was just caught in a crossfire. I don't blame him. It's just, you're just facing impossible odds, and maybe even a better strategy is just kind of back off, take a tactical timeout with the remaining time. I don't know. I'm not a player, so I'm not in on the strategies, but maybe it could have worked. But it will be 5-0 now, and we said 4-0 was bad, but 5-0, that's even worse. And if you can pull this off, that's a 6-0, and there's no room left for RMIT Black to lose any. They have to win every round from now on in order to stay in the running for this map. Sorry.
Yeah, that is going to be tough, especially. So this round is essentially a must-win. If they get onto that 6-0, uQuWu could just do any strategy they wanted, anything, take any gamble they wanted, and eventually it would pay off. Eventually, in those 6 rounds that they would have to share, it would pay off. So, very difficult situation to be on. This round is going to be extremely important for RMIT Black if they have any hope of coming back. Now, once again, we head onto the gym, and oh no, Big Dog once again gets another kill from bullet holes, I believe. He's going to be very disappointed when he finds out these bullet holes are going to be removed next patch. But that's once again another opening pick for uQuWu, and that is not a good omen for RMIT Black.
Losing an entry fragger like that with no reply is definitely not a good place to be in. You need to at least do some damage, at least pinch him out in some way in order to flush him out of the power position, but there's no damage done, nothing traded out for loss of that Sophia. So definitely going to be putting a dent in RMIT Black's plans. It's not all over yet, however, there is still 2 minutes to work with, and they definitely have some great players here to bring together. So it's doable, but it'll be a tough battle from here.
Yeah, popping that wall open, it's gonna be disappointing when he finds out there's another mirror window, but we see a sledge crouch walking next to Webra. They're touching each other on each side of that wall. I do believe that the bulletproof camera has given away the position of the sledge, but oh, Webra is really dancing as the devil here, dodging between both the frag grenades and the bullets now. He's got some magnets to protect himself, but he does not feel safe in this position at all. There are so many attackers looking to take him out, but these attackers actually seem to have rotated, and they might just be leaving him to stay in that little corner.
Yeah, all the power positions right now are being held by these defenders. They've got all the, they're the ones in control here. They've got the showers with this mirror player, and they also have that CC, that cache area. I'm not sure if he's actually rotated out, as you mentioned. Nope, he's still in there, and that's, although the attackers have kind of split these 2 groups in half, it also forces attackers to kind of divert their attention away, especially with these holes being held from CCTV. It means it's very difficult jumping these windows, and back up here from Big Dog and also Woodsy, it's very, very difficult to attack, and in fact, it looks like the attack has pretty much stalled out here.
Yeah, a little bit. It's going to be a very explosive 30 seconds as these attackers think, oh, to make them move pretty soon, and that move might be straight into the arms of those waiting defenders. Mobra gets 1 pick. Quick replay on the other side of the map, but the scoreboard is all blue. it's a 3v1 situation once again. Jin stuck in this impossible situation. He's got a mirror window on his right and 2 defenders on his left. Now Gumine in his foot makes it even more difficult for him. And he just finds his pick. Oh, gets a kill onto that proning mirror about 7 seconds left. This is going to be so tough for him. And if he does not find this round, it's going to be a 6-0. And here comes Webra to finish that round off once again. And a perfect 6-0 half for the uQuWu side. That could not be more devastating for RMIT.
Yikes, Webra was all over the map there and all over the scoreboard there. He was opening it up and closing it out for uQuWu onto a 6-0 perfect half. Damn, that is not looking good for RMIT Black. Also not looking good for our Pickens. Everyone predicted that RMIT Black would be able to win. But it's looking like this could be a changing of the seasons here. Ladies and gentlemen, it could be uQuWu who are going to be crowned our new kings of AEL. And the next 2 maps as well, it will be uQuWu's map, followed by a map which we think favors uQuWu a little bit more. RMIT Black have a steep uphill battle here, and they need to pull out all the stops here. They need to do all the strategies they can think of in order to secure this. And part of that includes bringing out the one, the only Kavira.
Well, I talked about how you can make these gambles when you're 6-0 up. And definitely, if an interrogation goes off, not only would that be terrifying for the RMIT Black attackers now, not only will that be terrifying, that's gonna be like just so devastating for their morale. So if we're gonna see an interrogation live on AEL, that would make me very happy, but Jin's gotta position himself in a very good position in order to make that work.
And we're seeing the mirror window being placed on this big wall. Now that is definitely new. I just wonder whether he's even going to open it out as well, get ready for those C4s. So it looks like RMIT Black are pulling out all the stops. It also is a case, I guess, you know, you're 6-0 down, it's just such an uphill battle, you might as well just try something new. Clearly what you've been doing hasn't been working, so you have nothing to lose, right? You can kind of end this, reset, and kind of go into this next map with a fresh mindset. Big Dog, however, will be taking out Axe Hydra, so it will not be enough here as we see the Jaeger already taken out. Not much utility loss, but still, that's definitely a key player in the garage being removed.
Yeah, regardless, losing that player is going to be very detrimental to their garage hold. Now Cav has to step in place of the Jaeger, and oh no, Cav in the rafters. But you think of Cav as a roaming operator, and oh, a frag grenade comes sailing right through from underneath PB with that nice hook grenade. Gonna be killing the... Never mind. Gonna be killing the entire RMIT Black team, it seems, as there's just 2 players left on orange side. NDB and Vincia, they're both gonna have to clutch some straws in order to win this round, and if they're unable to do that, it's a 7-0, so a very difficult situation that this whole team is in now. NB, he knows that there are multiple players in the country. He's got one at the bottom of these stairs, and also the frag grenade being thrown. He's gotta find a shot, and no, he's shot down. All of the Vincia. He's done this in Pro League, and maybe he could pull something out in our league. We've been blessed by the first kill coming out from the Malusi. Now, a free place actually in garage, so this could be an enormous lineup kill if he finds that angle, but it's not... At this point, he's going to run out of ammo.
What?
What?
What? He just sat there and he... Oh no, Vincia, you can't do this to them. He gets another, it's a quad, it's down to 1v1. What was unwinnable is now certainly winnable. Will Vincia, the wildcard player, be the wildcard that RMIT Black need? He's got the plant down. Will he get the other one though? He does not. 1v5 ace clutch. That. Oh my goodness.
I thought it was over, but Vincia shows his team and the enemy team what is up. Gets those 5 kills. Doesn't need his entire team apparently, and with that beautiful ace, secures the first round for RMIT Black. Or if that is what they're gonna be needing to get that round. Well, a huge play coming out from Vincia himself, keeping his team in the running, and now they just have the small task of fighting the next 5 rounds, which seems very small compared to that clutch he just pulled out.
I never thought I'd see that. I definitely thought RMIT Black were down and out for the count, but a lack of intel at the last moment and some very, very smart, some good trigger discipline, and that all fell apart for RMIT Black. Taking those 1v1s is just something you do not want to be doing, especially when you're going up against the likes of Vincia with such a great gun. And he proved he could do it. 1v5 ace clutch. Wow, that's definitely one for the highlights, and I definitely think one for the clip of the season or what have you.
Yep, that's definitely going to be a contender for our AEL highlights, that's for sure, as hopefully that's going to give them some momentum to bring forward to these next rounds, because they've still got a whole 5 rounds to go. But if Vincia can do it, I'm sure his team can pull up and rally around that incredible play, as we have them now going onto that basement.
Yeah, but they're going to need more than just a single player to pull through here. They're going to need the whole team, as you mentioned, to really work together, fix up some of that coordination, and just get back into this. 1 round was what it was, 1 round, but you need to repeat that 5 times, and you need to be consistent. 1 mistake, 1 missed shot, and that could have gone so differently. We could be looking at the second map already. So that isn't enough. It has to be more. They have to bring out more. And it looks like they're doing that now. They're looking to really start changing things up. Hopefully the change of momentum, as you mentioned, will help them out here. As OJ starting to look for this first pick, gets 1, takes out Sog's nice headshot, and a bit of an upstairs roam now to start putting the hurt onto uQuWu.
Well, that'll do it. Definitely getting that first pick in that fashion onto Sogs, who's been great on that Zofia, so no more entry fragging operator available. Now, now that job might be delegated to some of the more precious individuals like that Maverick or that Nomad. I don't really want to be losing those, as Jin goes for a bit of fire up that. Frag grenade has to be expended on the laser beam, unfortunately, so going to be eating a lot of utility there. And OJ looking for another pick through the floor. He's used the C4 to make that hole in the kitchen. Wants to make these attackers' lives in that kitchen so much more difficult.
Looks like all of the defenders now have actually fallen back to site now, so the attackers do have this free... Oh, never mind, I spoke too soon. OJ is actually still upstairs. Hopefully they do have some sort of strategy for dealing with him, otherwise he could once again shut down this attack. Another pick without an answer could really seriously hurt uQuWu's attack here. It's okay maybe losing 1 player, but losing 2 with no response is definitely a bad position to be in. uQuWu now looking to challenge this blue player now, flush him out and able to take some of these fights, but there's a second one helping him out, and he peeks at, unfortunately, the wrong time. A second one from PB makes it 4v3 now. That's 2 for uQuWu, and suddenly the numbers have turned. A double kill for uQuWu, and it's a 4v2 now, challenging Vincia once again. These 2 players going head to head, but the gun gives him away, takes him out. NDB, however, takes out 1 more, and Webra with a double to finish it off. uQuWu go on to the next map, 7-1.
I thought he was gonna do it again. You could almost see him get that Nomad kill in that blue tunnel, and if he was able to remove that pressure from that direction, he might have been able to react to dirt and shut down even more players. But a tough break for RMIT Black there. They're gonna have to go back to the drawing board, especially with that defense, especially with that attack, just on not really working for them as a team, not really utilizing what they're good at, and just showing a little bit of a lack of coordination.
I think it really shows that despite having some really good players, some talented players, Vincia, of course, with that 5k ace clutch, it's not enough to just have good players. You have to be a good team. You have to have good communication, good coordination, and I think that's something that uQuWu have really shown us they've been a team for a long time. I remember these players playing together back when I was playing, which is a while ago. And that, that teamwork, that communication, and that synergy is just paying dividends. A 7-1 rebuke of RMIT's so far dominant performance. This is this is a second map that they have lost, and in a 7-1 fashion, that's definitely not going to be a good place for RMIT Black to be in. So they will be taking the next 5 minutes, however, to think it over as we go to a bit of a break. So make sure to grab your drinks and some food, and we'll be back shortly.
Yeah.
and welcome back once again to our Australian Esports University League upper bracket final for Rainbow Six Siege. And if you missed that last game, well, then that was a real shame because it was an incredible game, wasn't it, Jack?
Yeah, 7-1 to uQuWu. So that's definitely not anything that we predicted, and the plays we saw in that game were not anything that we would have expected at all. So 6 rounds of just absolute destroying on that attacking half from uQuWu, and then one amazing round coming out from Vincia on the RMIT side. So we're gonna have to see that team step up a little bit on our next map, which is Villa.
Yeah, Villa, after all, is uQuWu's pick, so they definitely have a preference for this and they will prefer playing this. They will be playing attack first, so RMIT Black does have the defense to start off with. And we know that Villa does tend to favor that defense, especially if they play more aggressively because of just the amount of room that they have to work with on this very, very big map. However, having said that, uQuWu definitely showed they're very aggressive, and if RMIT Black doesn't answer back with this aggression, it could definitely come back to bite them.
Yep, and we've seen aggressive plays from both teams actually on the map, but they've generally favored RMIT, who were able to find a few of those entry frags, unable to really bring that entry frag into a full round, but maybe on Villa we could see a bit more of that utilization happening. Instead, we're gonna see some echoed attacker bans actually. The Thatcher and the Jackal being taken off the board once again. Not an incredible surprise to anyone. Kaid, could we have the exact identical bans to last game?
Yeah, in fact, wow, I think, yeah, I've started getting these picks wrong. I think, yeah, it's actually looking exactly the same. In fact, it is. It will be RMIT Black once again banning the Jackal and the Valk, and uQuWu banning the Thatcher and the Kaid. So, well, guess we're going to be seeing the same thing once again.
Well,
Oh,
for
no, sorry,
RMIT's
RMIT
sake,
Black. Yeah.
I hope they're not going to be seeing the same performance from their team, but regardless of that, what do you think that the RMIT side could do just a little bit differently? They're going to be starting on defense this time instead. Maybe that'll give them a little bit of momentum to start off.
Yeah, look, I think we've mentioned this a couple of times, but it's just that lack of coordination and communication, which seems to be hampering RMIT Black's sort of playstyle. They're kind of a bit lost, and perhaps even the attacks look to be a little bit split up. And on attacking, when you're attacking, which is what we saw them do for the majority of last game, you really need to have an idea of what you're doing and where you're going and be able to coordinate well with your teammates in order to get things done, and especially on, as we mentioned, a map like Clubhouse. So hopefully they start to bring in this intel, to work together, bringing in that communication, just those basic things, but so often it can come down to these basic things in this game.
Yep. Siege, game about the basics, but getting all those basics done very efficiently and well is probably one of the harder parts of uni teams, especially. In a pro team, you've got so much time to practice, and you've got these daily scrims, or you've got a lot of practice time, but in the AEL League, unfortunately, these players might not be playing too much together, so they're going to be relying a lot more in that just that natural ability and also a bit of intuition instead. But we are still going to be having a great match here, as it's a little bit of a late reinforcement and a late attack actually from uQuWu. So not.
Yeah, so far looking like a fairly slow attack, which is a bit of a different pace from what we've seen. Usually we see a lot of entries, so kind of opening kills very early on. As we saw last time, it was the first 30 seconds that we actually saw the first gunfight here. So a bit of a slow approach here. I'm not actually sure what their decision here is. There's a lot of spread out players from both teams looking to clear out this map. As we mentioned, it's a very big map, so they do need to work through this entire place in order to get at those defenders.
Yeah, and oh, Jin being taken down, but Vincia has gone in a bit of a spree here as he's found a first pick of this map. PB gonna be finding a second kill onto OJ, who was flanking. Jin is being picked up from being down from study, I believe, on the 20, but now Vincia fires a few more shots back right at the uQuWu side, and it's been 1 minute 30, and attackers haven't gotten control of that main stair side for that. Oh, well, they tried to get control of that main stair side. AX Hydra, however, catching Nomad off guard and taking her down. A 3v4 situation after Jin was recovered from his initial downing, and it was looking a bit rough for the attackers.
Yeah, this study side push doesn't seem to be working out. There's just so many players and so much utility stacked up in this area, especially at the top of those main stairs. It's just so difficult. I would have liked them to see them perhaps attempt to go through that bedroom side instead. However, Sogs will take out Vincia, the MVP here. So it's not all lost yet. They are pushing up these main stairs, and with that main stair player gone, it's definitely doable now. Jin also on very low health here, so he can actually work out in the advantage here. But 30 seconds left to go, and they're going to have to make something work here quick as they start going on to this execute. They only get one shot at this, and they have to do it perfect.
Yeah, and perfect is very difficult to do, especially with these smoke grenades coming out and this crossfire being established from Hydra, who swings onto that study side and takes down that Zofia. It's so hard to push into study with those walls open, and NDB with another frag onto Webra. Seems like RMIT Black are going to be winning this round as there's just 3 players left. PB, however, takes down 1. He's got 2 more to find, and those 2 are playing. They're prone. There's no chance he has to find any of those remaining players, and they're already doing as well as their first map, finding that first round onto the Aviator side.
Well, yeah, that's not exactly a high bar by any means, but nevertheless, it is a bar and a hurdle that has been passed. Definitely a good change of pace from that last map. So definitely going to be helping with that mental game as well, knowing that they can handle uQuWu, they can fight back, and it was in a very convincing fashion as well. uQuWu just looked lost and kind of stalled out. RMIT Black, however, on the other hand, able to take those early picks and also just stay in control, holding those crossfires. So a huge improvement, and if they continue this kind of performance, uQuWu will definitely be finding a lot more trouble here.
Yeah, that defense was pretty solid, I have to say. Got some shields set up on those main stairs side and just making it a real pain. We also see some nice crossfires actually being established. There's one through the floor near that bar area on the Aviator side. However, our defense are going to be going onto that secondary top floor site, so trophy statuary. The interesting pick, we've actually seen the kitchen site be taken a little bit more than normal, but it seems like RMIT Black, they want to be defending this in a bit more of a standard way. We'll also see a little bit of roaming being established further down towards that Aviator side where the site was last round. So really putting up some defenders, they're really spreading their defenses over that top floor.
Do, however, have Vincia. Once again, he's going to be solo roaming in the game Aviator area, so he does have a mirror window to work with, but looks like there's attack actually coming in from underneath, going towards this laundry kitchen area. He sees a ping for 1, he catches the back, but does he get the kill? He does. Axe Hydra first to fall here, as this bottom floor, now they have this control under this wall, they can actually start working it and start opening up this wall.
Yeah, this is a huge change in pace from last round where they took almost a minute to enter that building, already inside that kitchen area, and we see why some teams have been going towards kitchen first, because it's so hard to contest any of the attackers entering that bottom floor, especially if you are already spread out onto that southerly side of that top floor. Also mirror window going down from the buck underneath, and that's going to be a crucial part of your side defense taken out. So you can't really look through that OJ tries to go look through that mirror window, but it's taken out immediately from Woodsy, who was on that balcony. Line charges also coming out from Arnie, and they're leaving these defenders with not a lot of options. They gotta hunker down the site, NDB very low. If he can find this pixel angle onto Arnie, it would be a massive frag from him, and he has 3 smoke grenades in his pocket. But this is gonna be very difficult. Jin finds a pick onto TV, finds almost a second pick, but Woodsy just a bit better with the ARX, and NBB trying to use the SMG-11 at long range, gonna be struggling, left on 1 HP, and there's not much hope for him as the line falls out. There's not much he can do. 4v1 situation, gotta find these kills, otherwise uQuWu are gonna be equalizing.
Just a single breath could take him out now, and the uQuWu taking their sweet time, making sure that he is clear from this site, being very careful. He's going to start making his way up red stairs now, but there is a drone nearby. Lion looking the wrong way. This drone will spot him out, and now his position has been given away. It's all or nothing, do or die now. Starts looking for the diffuser, but it's too late. The diffuser is down there. Still 4 players to contend with. Three players to contend with, but he's so low, and he just has so little time, and attackers will be winning out now. uQuWu in a much more convincing attack that was definitely different from that last one.
Yeah, a lot more confidence being able to walk in there. I think they were a bit confused on their first round, but that confusion definitely did not translate over to the next, which is very good. It's nice seeing these teams being able to reset, rechange up that mentality, and bring home that next round. So equalizing the scoreline up 1-1. The defenders, they really wanted to hold that aviator side, but fortunately when none of the attackers went there, it was just essentially a lot of wasted utility.
Yeah, the difference I saw between those 2 rounds is that in the first round, RMIT Black were playing very close together. They stuck to each other. They had those crossfires, and so they could get those refrags, and they could double peek and hold those crossfires and take out uQuWu as they entered. However, it felt very different in that last round. I felt like RMIT Black were playing more solo. They were, for example, Vincia was off by himself in AV and didn't have much support. And so it just came down to uQuWu being able to pick off these defenders. The early pick, of course, from PB downstairs onto, I believe, Axe Hydra as well. Again, no support, no refrag potential. And so if RMIT Black start playing a little more together, start looking to support each other, I think they could repeat what they did that first round. But if they fail to do that, uQuWu are just going to walk all over them.
Yeah, and it seems like that this defense is definitely gonna be a little bit more together, as we've got a couple of roamers, but it's definitely not nearly as spread out as it was in that first round. Attackers, however, have also switched up a little. They're actually going to be attacking from the aviator side, so maybe expecting a little bit more of that roam. So this aviator side defense is going to be a little bit weaker with that player missing. But Vincia, we've seen him do amazing things. We've seen him clutch that 1v5, so it would not be a surprise to me if he is able to hold off the entire side by himself.
Yeah, but you don't want to be relying on it and having to count on it every time. The probabilities are that eventually, if you miss a single shot that doesn't go in, you will lose. You don't want to be relying on that. And a jump out from Jin doesn't work out. Sogs pulls out the pistol, takes him out. A questionable decision, and now he's paid for the price. 4v5 down, 5v4, sorry, and that's no damage, in fact, onto Sogs. That's not looking good.
Or you could call it a jump out, or you could call it a run towards the enemy while being shot at. A bit of a questionable play there, but Jin thought he had the upper hand, and he maybe thought that Sogs was going to be reloading, but Sogs pulls out the pistol, goes full pistol whip style PB, getting taken out by Axe Hydra, who's new actually. Could just see the tip of his head, but able to find that kill onto that buck, so evening up the man count. 4-4 now. Attackers are actually a bit stalled out here. We've seen them try a couple things in this round, and seems like half of them succeeded, but half of them just ended up in the buck being shot in the side of the head. And with that time now wasted, just a minute left, they've really got to start speeding up this attack.
Yeah, it looks like they have abandoned this aviation push. They saw that mirror window, they knew that it was probably Vincia playing behind it, and they've just decided to do what worked. It worked very well, to be sure. They managed to completely wipe out RMIT Black defense. So, once again, hitting the site from below. Big Dog, however, will be taken down onto a pickup, and Vincia will be coming in to confirm this kill with a cheeky headshot now, and that's a bottom floor actually once again being given back to the defenders. Woodsy, however, will answer back and makes it a 3v3. He's actually managed to get into this AV site. So back and forth, they actually really always switch up where they're going from. And now they're looking to push onto this main site through this AV area as well.
15 seconds to go.
Yeah, Weber up another pick, and that pick puts him in a good position to get the defuse down, but Vinny, with a double kill, gonna be taking out any cover of that diffuser. Weber is got to cover himself now as it's just Sogs next to him. Diffuser has to go down, and his big shot, he gets the diffuser down, but Vinny is gonna be finishing him off, and Vinny with the 4th kill of the round, just destroying all those players in that bedroom and securing that planter kill as well. So, huge round once again from Billy. He's really been the core of this team.
Wow, when you need someone to clutch up, Vinny answers. That was a 4K. Once again on that, even with the diffuser down, he managed to get onto that retake and take over that diffuser. So a great answer back from RMIT defense after that questionable looking second round. They have comfortably taken out uQuWu on this next round. I wouldn't say it was too comfortable, however, it did get very close and could have gone either way. So definitely uQuWu and RMIT Black will be looking to improve as they go onto this next round. Second floor Aviator games. Once again, this was won very handily by RMIT on the defense. So we'll see whether this repeats again.
Yeah, and already 2-1 scoreline from RMIT Black. So they've been trading these rounds, but not just trading the rounds. They've been trading these man counts like it was nothing. So pretty close so far coming out from both these teams, and that's what we want to see. We want to see these close games. RMIT Black seem to have brought their game pace.
Looking like we're starting to hit the end of this prep phase, so action very, very soon. Once again, the mirror being brought out here worked wonders last time, and lots of growing potential here. We do have the Vigil and here, of course, on the Malusi, so we'll be able to play a little more spread out. But I will be wondering whether there will once again be a shield at the top of these main stairs. Last time that play at the top of the main stairs was kind of the linchpin there, and so I want to know if RMIT Black will be repeating that.
It definitely could be one of the things they are doing, but this mirror window actually is also going to be helping them in that regard, especially onto that study side. It's very difficult to push it when both that study wall is open and you've got that shield in that main stairs. Sulks pushing by himself onto the Astro side, but he doesn't know that there is a crouch walking Vincia right on his heels. Could this be another opening frag for the star-studded frag himself? Actually, I spoke wrong. That was NDB, and with that Vigil cloak, it's even more stealthy. He spots the sledge, and that's a nice 3 early kill. You can't get freer than that. Excellent positioning from the Vigil.
That was rather unfortunate. Woodsy on the Nomad was nowhere to be seen, and that's a frag that will be unanswered. Sogs going down, and with him those 2 frag grenades. Once again, they're repeating this study side push and going from the bottom. It didn't work out the first time, and I'm just a little unsure why they've chosen to repeat this. Maybe they feel like they could have done better. Maybe they know where they went wrong, and so we'll be reattempting it. But again, not the best move to be playing, in my opinion. But what do I know? I'm just a caster. I just talk about things. So we'll see whether it works out, and maybe I'll eat my words. But NZB, already with an early frag, could prove to be a pain in uQuWu's backside.
Ooh, the Volt-in kill onto Vinny. That's a crucial frag, as Vincia himself says. Well played. Attackers are collapsing onto that study, and it doesn't seem like there are too many defenders in position to cover this. Actually, 2 immediate refrags back onto the flanks from our 2 roamers, and these 2 roamers now have to retake the site. We've got to find these picks, but the diffuser is going down. The diffuser goes down, but Ace also goes down, and Big Dog has got the mirror window, using the defender's utility against them as he gets a nice clear line of sight after securing that diffuser. Close round, but it's gonna be going to uQuWu once again. Oh, RMIT once again.
No, it was uQuWu. Yeah,
Was
it's
it?
uQuWu.
Oh no, I got
yes.
my I got my damn book flipped again.
But that round went back and forth. There was never really anyone who was actually in a clear definitive lead. I mean, the closest we got to that was, of course, NDB with his early frag onto Sogs, but then a very explosive entry taking out Vitsia, and then another 2 players made it a 4v2, but immediately answered back by RMIT Black to bring it to a 2v2. And then, of course, with that plant going down, it was a 2v1, 1v1, and ultimately a 1v1, the ultimate situation. Ultimate 50-50 situation, but unfortunately, that mirror window tipped the scales in UQ's favor. Coming back to haunt RMIT Black, that is, the fact of the matter, because once that diffuser goes down, things kind of turn around. RMIT Black are now the attackers, uQuWu are now the defenders, and it looks like they made use of the utility they left behind very, very well. So uQuWu will be evening it out now 2-2 on their attacking half. This is their map pick, and it is their attacking half, so not too bad. I could envision seeing a 3-3 or maybe a 4-2, but I'm not sure who would actually, see that being in their favor. It could actually be both ways.
Yeah, definitely, or maybe even a 3-3 where it goes both ways, but we yet to see. They've been definitely trading these rounds. It's been a lot closer than what else, and we just see a little more coordination from that RMIT Black side once again. Being able to get that refrag and pin that box. Unfortunately, that last player could not do anything because of the mirror window. Actually, Arnie gonna be taken out in the first, but immediate refrag from Jin, so still a good situation for the defenders. You see the attackers have entered that front door like they have done on a lot of these attacks, and now the Buck's gonna be doing up to that aviator floor, but this round is still very much in play.
Yeah, it's a young round, 2 minutes still left to go, so could still see a changing of the tides here. Once again, uQuWu repeating this attack style, going from underneath, playing that vertical angles with the Buck, who has been so important here. They have lost some vertical destruction with Arnie, but overall, making good progress here. They don't have to clear out the other side of the map going from down here, this vertical place. So it does save them a bit of time, but as we have seen, it can be a double-edged sword. They have run out on that very fast attacking half. But nevertheless, PB now looking to challenge these angles as Webra holds his angles, ready for Jin in case he pops out. But never mind, not for OJ, who will take out PB on that vertical, and that's a Buck taken out.
Yeah, that's what makes attacking this site from the bottom so difficult. The defenders, they can use these angles that you've made, or they can make their own angles, make it even more difficult to predict. So, huge pick from OJ, who once again is looking down these holes. These holes are definitely, they can go both ways, as the casters love to say. So attackers gonna have to be worried a little bit about those if they are gonna be doing anything. Oh, a lineup through the wall, but unfortunately not hitting the head for some reason. That definitely looked like a kill on my screen. Maybe some debris or something in the way, but Jin taken out all the way from the study window. And once again, we are in a 3-3 situation.
That top main stairs is so crucial now with Jin taken out. This could really be where the execute comes in. OJ now prepping that C4. I think they've heard it and they've decided to back off. However, Webra will take out NDB on the other side, so to make it a second. And now this push is coming from on the other side, but OJ takes out Woodsy. C going out. Could this be He gets one in a second. What is going on? Both on low health. No, one on low health. Shots bring out misses, and he gets it. OJ clutches up and wins the round for RMIT Black.
You see the C4 sailing out, and you see the outline through the wall, through the bar. C4 didn't secure any kills, but it did what it needed. It flushed out the two remaining attackers, and the attackers, they had to walk straight into that mirror's vector, and that vector just goes brr, unleashes all 25 bullets, and gets those last remaining kills. So fantastic clutch from RMIT Black, who find themselves, if at worst, a draw in this half.
So it looks like it's not all just Vincia. It looks like OJ can cut it to a 1v3 clutch, definitely in a very difficult position, being attacked, being pinched from both sides. Unfortunately for Woodsy, he was looking the wrong way, and unfortunately for those last two attackers, it just wasn't enough. Those nice close range kill from the Vector and the final spray down of the last player, winning that round for RMIT Black now, who will actually be going onto this kitchen dining site. The first time we've seen this site, and it will be the last time we see it for RMIT Black, as this is their final defensive half. So we're not quite sure what they will choose to do here, as we haven't actually seen them play this, but I know for a fact that it's going to be exciting.
A little bit of a cheeky sport pick on the drone, but not quite landing that, as Jin's gonna be shaking that one off. Maybe bring the MP5 next time, it'll help you force a bit of a scope on it. I like how RMIT Black have gone for this slightly different side. It will definitely shake things up a bit if you... However, they're more than accustomed to being able to adapt to something like this. I'm not sure if they know that the site is on that kitchen side. It seems like they've all spawned on the exact opposite side of the map. But once they realize it is there, they're going to be going for probably something to do with that top floor, get some of those areas open, and then finally hit onto that site, maybe a bit later.
Yeah, there is a pulse, however, so he will be feeding precious intel to the defense, and he can see these players outside, stacked outside laundry. Weber, however, will take out one, and that's going to be Vincia taken down. Not a good early loss. However, there's still lots of players here, and Sog's already trying to make some entry. However, taken out by OJ. Couldn't even see that. It was just so far to black on my screen. So OJ, with the worst gun in the game, takes out Sogs. 4-4 now. 2 minutes left on the clock, and attackers need to find their way onto site.
Well, I said they're gonna go something top floor, but they're not. Arn just walks straight in and finds 2 picks. Not 1, but 2 picks. Din with a quick refrag, however, and Hydra is gonna be finding 1 as well. Oh, PB sees the mute and takes him down. Now it's left up to Tycho once again. Oh, Jin. No, Jin is dropping his... gonna walk straight into the site, so the attackers, they not have any cover into at least the site doors, but this is going to be a tough situation. They now know their positions. A bit of free fire coming out from the sledge. Jin shoots himself some holes, maybe look through in the case of a bomb plant. Air jab going down, and he sees the Nomad, does some damage, but unfortunately Nomad's made it into that safe corner. He can plant safely, and with the jab down, it's going to be very difficult to cross his. There's got no impacts left either to make a different rotation for himself. This is just going to be... if he's going to win this, it's going to be down to gunfights, and it doesn't seem like PB nor Woodsy wants to give that to him.
Yeah, both of these attackers playing very, very cleverly, very passive, and just waiting for the call to come out. That's good communication, good teamwork, and Jin is stuck between a rock and a hard place. He just has no option here. And 13 seconds now, he's running out of time. There's little time to be wasting. He has to pick something. However, Air Jab will send him back, and PB picks a perfect time. And uQuWu even it out and make it a 3-3 half. As we mentioned, 3-3, very even for both teams.
Yeah, definitely. And Villa map that 3-3 is actually going to be pretty decent for both teams. So it could be seen as a little bit defender-sided, but both these teams are going to be at least happy with what they've gotten. Now moving on to the opposite side, what do you think that we are going to be seeing as our first defense is going to be on that Aviator Games room once again?
I have a feeling that uQuWu's kind of better communication coordination will pay dividends. It will really help in being able to time those roams and those flanks onto RMIT Black. at the perfect timing. They do have a mute to deny some of that intel. And on the other hand, RMIT Black do have a Nomad to kind of slow down some of this roaming. But I feel like it could really play into uQuWu's strength. And they did pick this map for a reason. This is their map, so they definitely are ready for this. And of course, slightly favoring the defense, this could actually work out very well for them. However, having said that, you know, Villa has been around for a while. People have gotten used to how to attack it. People know what to do. So we could see actually once again another even half. We could actually be going into overtime on this map.
Yeah, I'd love to see the overtime on this map, especially. Villa can be home to so many interesting strategies. You've got a lot of space, both as the attacker and the defense, with all 3 floors of that map. So can definitely have some very innovative strategies. Like for example, there is that living room site where, if you are very good at playing that site, you will win that site, I believe 60 or 70% of the time, at least from Pro League stats, but it is very difficult and very strat heavy, so I'm not sure if any of the teams might bring that out. However, what isn't strat heavy is this very quick pick from Woodsy, who finds kill straight through that door onto OJ. Oh no, OJ on that rappel, unfortunately, not expecting that angle to be already established and Woodsy to be peeking it so aggressively. So there goes the Nomad, and there goes mostly your flank denial.
It's interesting that I don't actually see anybody playing at the top of this main stairs. When RMIT Black were defending this, they had a player hardhop this with a lot of utility as well. But uQuWu are not choosing to do that, and that denies one of these crossfires across this study door entry. Of course, it doesn't matter if you just hit your shots. OJ taken out, and I do notice that is the Nomad as well. So these flanks are going to be coming into full effect soon. But for now, most of these players are looking like they're staying on site. But Big Dog will be taking out Axe Hydra. He will not be staying on site any longer because he is dead. And so that's 5v3 now with no answer back from RMIT Black, who need to make something happen in order to clutch out their first attack round.
Yep, and hopefully that is not going to be walking to bullets, as we have Jin actually crossed over, made it through safely. Now he has to deal with this 90 side and also these holes made especially for contesting that long classical hallway. Their first floor control is completely absent. They've lost both players who were in position to contest that. So C4s or anything of that sort could be coming greatly into effect. Sogs gets a kill and deploys C4. C4 not landing, unfortunately, but just that flank potential is so strong, and that's what the attackers are going to have to worry about, as Jin has got 2 players pushing him. Actually, NDB to be taken out first, and now it's just down to Jin. He's on the top of the main stairs. You see that flanking Lucy take some shots at him, but this is a very tough situation. 1v4. Needs to find these kills, and with 30 seconds left, he's not going to be able to see Sogs, who creeps up those main stairs, and that's going to be the first defending round, straight back to uQuWu.
Wow, just look at all these angles he has to watch. Just watching him at that end it's kind of terrifying. He's just pre-firing every angle because he knows there's so many places these defenders will be coming from. One down the main stairs, you know, the top, you know, the bookshelf, in the actual site itself, and also that study door as well. Just so many places to be watching, and ultimately you can't watch them all. No matter how good you are, how fast you are, how good your gun skill is, you do not have more than 2 pairs of eyes. You can't be looking at more than one place at a time. Unless, of course, you have drones, and ultimately I think that was a bit of a failure on the intel to come up to predict this Sogs roam. There was a drone, and he did manage to get around it. So hopefully this information will be fed back to the attackers a bit more clearly, so that they can predict some of these moves.
Well, that'll be essential for this round especially. Look what's being brought on the defending team. We see the queen of all traps, Frost, has those 3 frost mats that can be placed along the map, and if you're not careful, if you don't have that intel and you go straight into one of those traps, well, you're going to be downed and you're probably going to be killed. So I wonder if we're going to see any of those traps have an effect on this round, as we see our trophy holds from the uQuWu side. So it seems like a little bit different. It's, instead of bringing that mirror, They're worried that the mirror might be a bit too static. They're going to be wanting to actively contest this bedroom side with just shields, and it seems like that were my...
I'm really liking these frost mat placements, I have to say. They're just in great spots that will be really hard to shoot at the frost mat while you're shooting this player, PB, who is set up in this bathroom. It's reminiscent of that kind of my closet, castle closet hold, but this time with the frost. Frost mats will be spotted out, but it's not going to matter if you're getting shot at while you're jumping through it. So that's ultimately the name of the game here. Shield also set up as well, and that's a very hard hold in bathroom. Usually teams don't like playing so aggressively up into that bathroom. It's a bit dangerous, but PB says it doesn't matter. He will be peeking that drone hole back and looking for these kills. But shield goes down now, and he's in a bit of a pickle here. All these players are starting to pressure him.
Well, this is very clever. He knows that someone can't jump in without shooting the frost mat, so he doesn't have to worry about the window on his left. He can just dedicate all his attention and maybe hit that shot onto this aviator door. Is now PB's now falling off though. There's too many attackers and too much pressure in that direction for him to really stay there. uQuWu with a nice boosted angle. We could be finding a pick from that direction as we have Webra going for a little bit of a cheeky kill, you could say, looking all the way from the study onto those balconies where the attackers are. It doesn't seem like any attacker is going to be falling for that trick though. It's a trick as old as Villa has been in the rotation. Arnie takes a lot of damage for NDB. Attackers seem to be getting that triple wall open, but they've also got a lot of challenges to face. They've got that mute jammer, they've got impacts. Doesn't seem like any of those is going to be stopping them. And oh, triple wall is open, so good sign for the attackers.
However, there is one thing that's working against them apart from the defenders, and that is the time. 50 seconds left on the clock now. PB takes out OJ. That's the last hard breach, but it doesn't matter. Hard breach. The walls have been opened up, but all of this attack is stacked up on this one side. And with so little time, they need to clear out the site and get the plant down. It's a tough ask of anybody. You can see is on the roof looking through this very interesting angle. They need to get the plant down, but 30 seconds now. However, uQuWu will be taken down by Jin. Jin already making his way into sight. Will he be able to get a second? He has to reload. Ducking and diving now. Goes for this quick peek. But he has the speed now onto a different side. Webra takes him out. 4v3 now, but Webra is answered back. Axe takes out another one. And 15 seconds now. They're going to have to get the diffuser or end this now. Going for the pickup, a bold move. Big Dog taken out as well. And suddenly it's a 2v3. So winnable. 1v3 now. It's all up to PB. He opened this up, but he can't close it out as Vincia answers back and takes this round for RMIT Black.
Vincia gets picked up and finds 2 more kills as his picker-upper gets down. So you could call it like a translation of bodies. One of his teammates deciding that, yes, we want Vincia back in the game. We want him to find these frags, and, well, he does that indeed, getting those last 2 picks as there was so little time for the attackers, but just being able to frag out those remaining defenders. I don't believe anyone got stuck in a frost mat in that round, so Frost not finding too much use, and as that last player could not really use that gun to the best effect. Frost not the most ideal, so maybe uQuWu doesn't want to be doing that strat too much anymore.
Attackers
but
need to locate and defuse bombs.
They do, however, rotate to a different site. Sorry.
I was going to say that, okay, it didn't work out that time, but it wasn't a bad move. If you just look, it didn't work that time specifically, but if you look at the effect it had on the attack, it was huge. It wasted 1 minute and 15 seconds. You know, he didn't do had to do anything. He just sat there, and the attackers were just all grouped up there. There were 5 players outside that, outside the study, sorry, not study, the master bedroom, that bathroom window, trying to get rid of it. And he managed to waste 1 minute 15, and he didn't have to do anything. He just sat there. Ultimately, I think that was a pretty good play. He didn't get anyone that frost mat, but it just burnt so much time. And I was going to actually comment on that and say that, they're looking like they're running out of time when, they proved they weren't and just executed. But not a bad idea overall, I think.
Well, unfortunately, Siege is a little bit more unpredictable than just no time equals no round. with the right application of fragging power, it is possible to bring back those rounds when you would have considered them very defender-sided. But it does seem like that is what RMIT is relying a bit more on, just that the sweet fragging power rather than overall application of the strategies. So we'll see how that works. Villa can be a map where both that fragging and that strat can come into effect. PB getting pinched out here, but he is able to actually find his way out, so that drone not a bit too slow, and none of the cutoffs actually were held, so he does find his way all the way down to the grandfather block. Now the attackers, they're going to be really risking a lot if they push anyone further down. They've also switched over towards this laundry side as well. Shin takes a goo mine, gets his air jabs down, and no blood has been spilled, minus a few goo mines, but it's gonna be some good positioning for the attackers at least.
Speaking of positioning, I'm actually not seeing any defenders upstairs. It looks like, well, okay, I spoke too soon. There is one player down here, sorry, up here, but for the most part, it's just one player upstairs and everyone else on this middle floor, which is quite interesting. Usually we see focus upstairs. However, PB will be taking out this player, this Nomad, in the living room, and he's now going to be pushing back. Vincia, however, is looking to flank him and get this positioning. They're both kind of aware that there's someone there. Woodsy, however, will take a lot of damage off screen, and so they're just kind of waiting, patiently waiting for the right moment to spring. And the right moment is very, very soon, because once again, time is ticking. NDP, however, will finish off Woodsy, and NDP, however, traded back by Webra. 4v3, Sogs gets another 4v2 now. It's a tough uphill battle here, but Vincia and OJ, they've been the MVPs so far, and if anyone can do it, it will be them. They're going to have to execute fast. Going for the swing now. Oh, he just misses his head. Gets it again, however. That's a nice headshot, and he's going to go right inside now. Pushing now, 20 seconds, and here we go. And he's sending it.
Yeah, PB wanted a kill, but maybe it's going to be the rest of his team who accomplishes that job. And yes, it is, as the remaining side players just chew up those attackers going through that door. C4 deployed, and all those bullets from that DMR at long range going to be taking down the remaining two attackers. You saw PB hiding in that corner for so long, and it was very smart. He didn't shoot the Habana charges even though they were in clear view, but unfortunately not going to net any kills from him, and that one was very close, but he could have ended it at that moment.
Once again, these rounds are going back and forth. 5-4. It's only a 1 round difference, and so far we haven't seen we have not seen any team get more than 1 round ahead, both of these halves. So it's very back and forth, much more back and forth than that first map. So this is quite surprising considering this is uQuWu's pick. Of course, that previous map was RMIT Black's pick, and that didn't go at all in their favor. So who knows? He's unpredictable. It's all about probabilities here. It looks like the probabilities here are not working for either team. In fact, I think we've seen it quite often in this invitational recently that, teams will win their opponent each other's maps and then go on to a decider.
Yeah, we've seen that a lot, and we've also seen a lot of overtime games in that competition. Could we see one now? It's definitely a possibility, as 5-4, very close so far. If RMIT are able to take this map, we'll be heading over the coastline, and coastline, very aggressive map, so anything could happen.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
Well, we will be going now into the start of this action once again. PB on his lonesome, doing a bit of a roam. Roaming Legion isn't something you see often, but he does have those impacts. He is a 2-speed. Sox, however, will drop OJ. That's a nasty peek. They love their spawn peaks and those cheeky peaks. Anything you need to win, right, against RMIT Black. But it will be the hard breacher taken out. Hard breach isn't super important on Villa, but it can be helpful. And whether it comes back to bite them, we'll have to see, because there's still a lot of time to be playing them.
Yeah, I'm getting real Groundhog Day vibes from that. OJ once again dying on that rappel to the MP5, so you hate to see it, but losing those early picks is really not what you want, as at least NBD is able to find that pick onto Webra, revenging his teammate. So no Whammy Magnus either. 4v4 situation as the attackers, they're all coming in from this AV side, sorry, this trophy side, and there's more trades going out. Vincia takes out one, but is immediately taken back out.
Yeah, it looks like Vincia was on the other side of the map while the rest of his team is pushing this way. So once again, being a bit of a solo player. Not sure they actually know this player is here. He's just kind of chilling. The Air Jazz might actually give him away. No, once again, so patient, kind of channeling his inner...
Good throw out.
channeling his... Oh no! I was going to say channeling his inner Vincia, but it will not work. He is taken down by Jin, and that's 2 players left against 3. But still a lot of time left to both work on the site and also actually get there.
That is so unfortunate. If he had swung, that would have been a guaranteed kill, but he left it just a little bit too late, and so late that Jin, with that incredible flick, is able to find that kill. Now, defenders are in a man deficit, so they will have to find some way of alleviating that. They've got the 3 smoke grenades from a smoke himself. Uses that impact grenade to get rid of that nomad charge, but it's still going to be a tough hold unless they're able to find that first pick. Smoke grenade is being deployed actually, so attackers, it seems like a bit lost right now. They don't exactly know where to go. Do they choose to funnel through a single door in the games room, or do they choose to go through this single door near the skull? Axe Hydra wants to find that first pick, but it seems like they've chosen the door. They're going to go through, but smoke grenade is deployed. The fuser can go down once that boom mine is removed, and Axe Hydra is going to be pulling that the fuser onto the floor. Fortunately, PB not able to find that kill onto a player with the impact grenade, but even trade coming out now, and it's just Arn left. Is alone behind the bar, out of smoke grenades, out of utility. Got a shotgun and an SMG-11 with 17 bullets to his name. He needs to find these 2 picks in order to get that diffuser planted. Defused. He sees one, but they're just a bit too quick with the SMG-11, and another evening round. 5-5 once again.
This is going back and forth. RMIT Black definitely putting up much better of a fight here. They are taking this back to uQuWu, proving they may have been down, but they are not out, and they can definitely get back up and keep swinging here. 5v5 now. RMIT Black just won. RMIT Black just won that attack quite handily off the back of some early picks there, I believe. Losing, being a man down in that last situation was a bit unfortunate. I think an extra player on uQuWu's side could have helped things out a little bit, especially coming around from maybe the 90 area. Ultimately, it came down to those 2 players having to contest from the bar and also from the study, and those angles were just covered by more than 1 player. So although they could take out 1, there was still another to help out as well. So they will be repeating this defense. They will be going back to the same site, and it will be very much the same operators. The lineup's the same, but whether we'll see the same results, we'll have to see here.
Yeah, that round was incredibly close. Unfortunately, Arnie just at the end slightly misplacing his gas canister as to not hit the sledge planting behind the vault door. Definitely, if RMIT Black leave their attacks that late once again, a slight tweak to the position of that smoke grenade would end their attack once and for all. But as of now, they've managed to find that round, and once again, they've got another opportunity to attack onto this aviator side. So hopefully we don't see another spawn peak coming out from uQuWu, but if they're able to make it to the building, they better have a little bit more of a timely push in mind.
Attack once again looking like it's coming from the study side, so no more master side presence. Last time we saw quite a lot of pressure from that side. I think they've kind of gotten the memo about the whole speed thing. They did notice PB playing in that side, so they have switched over a complete study side push. Jintai will be opening up with a quick onto Woodsy, so that's a C4 off the board as well. Playing questionably close to that entry, but could have worked, but it didn't. So Woodsy will be taken out now, and it's 4v5 as we have 2 minutes left to go.
Yeah, challenging that is in this very dangerous position. Got a kill last round onto the hard bridge actually, but this round's gonna be punished. Jin just better with the ARX, so that's not he's not gonna be having an impact this round. Apart from maybe the mute jams his setup, but
A bomb has been
actually
located.
looking at the defending lineup, we've got that mute. We see the mute coming in handy there as drone is gonna be taken out. Got that Mozzie and also that Malusi as well as the smoke and the Legion. So a lot of denial here as NDB actually is taken down downstairs. It's not finished off, so maybe someone could go out and finish him off. Up, sorry. Sog's not able to finish him off as Axe Hydra is going to be the man to pick him up. Still a 5v4 situation, but once again, we're cutting it just a little bit too close.
Bomb diffuser has been dropped.
You gotta speed this attack up, and that's what OJ wants to do. He's pushing already towards that classical hallway side, and Vincia gets another kill onto Sol.
Wow, a lot of these coming off the back of Vincia's kind of solo push. He kind of went in from underneath by himself and able to get one kill there. I do believe, yeah, Jin was able to get the one onto Woodsy, but that definitely makes the man advantage much more significant for RMIT Black here. They have a 3v5, and with this wall open, this big dog Arnie in the bar will be in a dangerous position as well. Webra taken down as well. PB looking to contest, but he's got so many angles, not able to get him that Nomad, and suddenly it's all 1v5 and a flawless round from RMIT Black, the first of this game. And what a way to send a message as they take another round.
Chaining 2 rounds in a row, not something any team has been able to do so far in this map, but RMIT's just done it. They've broken the streak. They've taken it to 6-5 now, as they those 2 attacks onto AV games where the first one was a little bit iffy, but this second one was just so much so dominant in that not only was it a flawless round, it just looked like they knew exactly what was going on, and that is something that we really want to see from RMIT Black, being able to get that coordination. So it seems like they've definitely practiced Villa a lot more than Clubhouse.
Defenders, protect your
Ironic considering that, you know, Clubhouse was their pick, but I guess it's kind of like the thing where you think, oh, we know how to play Clubhouse, so we're going to practice the maps that we don't play, or that we know uQuWu will be playing. And considering uQuWu's record on Villa, it makes perfect sense. So uQuWu will have to switch up some things. I think giving 2 AV games rounds to RMIT Black gives them too much time to kind of work into the groove of things and figure out how uQuWu does this defense. So they will be changing sites into the dining kitchen. They did win this site last time with a last minute kill of the players funneling in through, so it was still close. So RMIT Black could still be able to take this, but uQuWu definitely have the advantage here. But they are a map, a round down, and this could be map point. So they have to win this if they want to go into overtime.
Yep, uQuWu, they're gonna want to finish this map, this series in 2 maps if possible. This one has been a nail biter, 6-5. They've decided they want to go into the kitchen instead. It doesn't seem like any of their other defenses have been working out as they want, so a little bit of fresh air in that regard. They've won this kitchen defense once, and that was pretty, I would say that was pretty dominant, except they messed a few things up along the way that made it a lot more tricky, but they don't want to be doing that again in this round, and it does seem like the attackers there have also gotten a bit wiser to this defensive strategy.
Well, it looks like Sog's position has been given away by a drone now. He is the only one up here, so no refrags will be coming through. Vincia will take out PB, however, downstairs. So player looking up to rotate up to support Sogs has been taken down. Vincia once again solo entering. I guess when you're a pro league player, you don't make the rules, you don't follow them, you just do what you want. And what he wants is to win, and he's doing that. He's taken out a player for an early man advantage for RMIT Black.
Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
Yeah, and
Covers the bomb diffuser.
well, it seems like Vincia is the one making the rules in this team, as he's had such a huge impact, both as a player and as just both as a player and as just a voice in this team, as it seems like a lot of these players are telegraphed off his ability to get these picks. Now, a lot of this top floor take has been going on for some time, but it seems to be a little bit stuck by this Maverick, as see the Maverick attempting the legendary triple wall Maverick trick. Definitely something that is very difficult to do, especially with 6 gas cannons. I'm not sure the exact purpose, but seems like they just really want some holes done in that wall. Now the top-down patrol will start. Big everything plays on top of this kitchen ceiling. And now Webra and these defenders are going to be really pressured here. But there's not that much time left. Once again, I swear I have been saying this statement multiple times, so many times in this match. Just 20 seconds left. You hear the gas torch being used at 20 seconds. Melusi going for a swing, and it's actually a double swing. Webra and Melusi both finding one pick. Now Vincia with the quick retry. Oh, pistol downs the player, and 2v2 situation, but Webra goes for the down kill. This could be close as, oh no! All Webra needed to do was to stay alive, but it is RMIT Black to find those last picks and find that final kill. And that is going to be RMIT Black taking that map.
Much more well fought and much closer of a comfort for both teams involved. That was a 7-5 to RMIT Black on uQuWu's map. So both these teams have won each other's maps, and definitely a bit of a comeback here from RMIT Black, that 7-1 deficit on that first map. They've kind of picked themselves up and they've gotten back together in spectacular fashion. Well done to them. So we will be heading onto our third map. What do you think will happen on Coastline?
Oh, Coastline is such a wild card. If I was to give a prediction though, I would have to keep with my original of RMIT Black, but anything could happen. So definitely looking forward to seeing that, as we are going to be cutting to a quick break. That's going to be it for me, and Lance temporarily will be back with you very shortly.
Yeah, see you soon. And welcome back to the upper bracket final for Rainbow Six Siege at the Australian Esports University League. And this has been a nail-biter of a match. It's been 1-1. RMIT Black have recovered from a stunning 7-1 loss in their first map to a 7-5 victory, a very hard-fought victory on the second map. So we will be going to our decider, Coastline. And we've mentioned this before. Coastline, one of those maps where anything could happen.
Yeah, not exactly too much that you can predict coming into this. It's just so aggressive. Teams can play whatever they want. They can do even like fundamentals in the game, like bring a hard breach, is challenged on this map. So we can see a lot of interesting plays, especially giving these players that freedom to pick the operators they want, pick the playstyle they want, and just maybe frag or just zoom right into that site. So while we are waiting to get this game ready, do you have any predictions, Lance, on who's going to win?
Honestly, I can't tell. I felt that originally at the start of this series, I did predict that Coastline would favor uQuWu a little bit more, just based on their kind of more frag, just based on the map picks. But having looked at what went down in that second map, I really can't tell anymore. RMIT Black, they've got some really strong fraggers. They've got Vincia, of course, and they've just got those players who can just clutch up, when they need clutching up. So, I could see RMIT Black actually putting up a hell of a fight and even taking this. So overtime might even be the best prediction here.
Yeah, I would love to see an overtime on Coastline of all maps. Incredibly linear map in total. Just the two floors, just the donut of death, as we call it, that open sky box where attackers can rain fire from above into the players in the lower floor sites. But definitely a lot of different ways for the attack to kind of push in, and that's why it's generally seen a little bit attacker-sided.
Yeah, I think based on what we usually see, it does favor fragging, and usually attackers do have the better weapons. They have the assault rifles, and they do have the frag grenades to work with, so it does tend to favor them. But who knows? We could really see this go either way, and I guess we'll just have to find out as we go into our final decider, upper bracket final for this series.
Upper bracket finals. So luckily, the player losing this isn't going to be kicked out of the tournament, and they definitely deserve that second chance. They're going to be put into that lower bracket, as we've seen such a great game coming from these two teams. And they're going to be put into that lower bracket to face against the winner of our lower bracket games. They got that second chance to go at that trophy. uQuWu and RMIT Black, we'll be seeing them once again in AEL. First ban, however, is actually going to be the AEST. I did not expect AEST to be nerfed, to be banned after his recent nerf on this map in particular.
Yeah, but AEST is quite a common ban regardless. Just in terms of opening that triple wall, it makes life so much easier. And this is the first time we're not seeing that Thatcher Jackal ban. It will be the AEST and the Lion. We did see Lion being brought by uQuWu last time, and on Coastline where a lot of movement and rotation is required, taking the Lion out of the equation does help things. Valkyrie, however, will be taken out. That's very common. Once again, I believe Valkyrie has been banned. Yeah, Valkyrie has been banned both times. So both times by RMIT Black. So yeah, no surprises here.
We are seeing so many unconventional bans on this map. The Goya is gonna be disappeared away from play in this map, and out of all three new bans, I did not expect the Goya at all. We rarely see him being banned because just his normally not too influential or part of normally not such an influential part of people's strategies, but maybe they know something that we don't, and they know that the Goya is played a lot, so they just want to get rid of it.
And as we move into our first round, we will be seeing uQuWu on the defense here. Very similar lineups in terms of just the operators they're choosing to bring. We've seen the Mute a lot, we've seen the Smoke a lot, we see Melusi a lot, and of course, Big Dog Arnie on the Wamai. He's done so much damage with that 1.5 times sight, and I assume he's going to be doing more of that as well. And of course, on the side of the attackers, Fincia, once again on the Ash, just kind of clicking heads and shutting down uQuWu. That's what he does best, and he will be doing it once again as we get onto an interesting first sight. First floor kitchen.
Yeah, we've actually seen a couple times being brought out as the first side, but it's normally either this kitchen side or that top floor hookah. Yeah, kitchen can be very defendable, especially if you hold that top floor. So it seems like that is what uQuWu is prepared to do. That buys them a little bit of space. As you can see, not a lot of space in coastline. The side of the door of the site is right next to where the attacker spawns. So one of the interesting strats on this site in particular is you could smoke out this entire kitchen side and just push in with like a shield or use that plant nice and quickly. Doesn't seem like that's what RMIT Black want to be doing in this round, as we actually have the Jackal entering quickly. He goes into that blue buff, but sees a lot of holes already made, and the entire attacking team has been extremely fast in this round.
Yeah, much more of a horizontal take, it seems, is the approach here, as opposed to this vertical hold from the defense. The attackers are choosing to go through this blue bar and this sunrise bar area. So we see there are usually two ways of approaching coastline. You can approach it horizontally or you can approach it vertically. And it looks like, although the defense is set up for vertical, attackers are setting up for horizontal. So which of these will come out on top? I don't know, because it could come back to bite the attackers.
Oh.
But NDB will be taking the first bite out of Webra with a nice headshot, a bullet through a wall, and that will be the mute taken out, and almost gets a second. Woodsy, however, gets away with his life for the first pick of the round.
Oh, I hate to see it. Just unlined up through that floor and instantly taken out by the headshot. Good spray from NDB using Zephyr. Now, however, the attackers, they've got not only their first pick, but they've also got so much positioning all the way around the site. At any moment, they could go for that swarm strategy, just enter through all the doorways and hallways of the site defenders in a very tough situation now. Woodsy being flashed and pressured out. Smokes, grenades to go out to stall the execute, but there's still 1 minute and 10 seconds left. So much time for the attackers to use, and this is really the power of this fast attacking site. They've just got so many options to choose and fall back on if they need.
The other thing I'm noticing is that there are only two defenders, left on site. The other two have been split off, and this rapid approach has cut them apart. But Sulks, however, will answer back and takes out this Nomad, this flank watch, and he can start working his way back onto site. And they're going to need those players now, as these attackers are just applying so much pressure in this very small space. They need the extra manpower in order to contest this as well. Fincia, however, will take down Arnie, and it will be a 3v4. Another one falls to OJ, and Woodsy is dead, and Jin taking out the flank now. 1v3 now of PB all by himself. Caesar player can't quite get it, and Caesar's down. He's got 3 players, and that's just not enough. As Fincia wins out the first round for RMIT Black.
360, if you saw the X-ray through the wall, there we go. Really styling on the members of uQuWu, showing to them who's boss, as he's just sending it into sight as the Ash, getting multiple kills along the way. And here we see an exhibit of coastline being attacker sided. Just no angles for the defenders to kind of stay in without feeling just pressured from all directions. That's why you see a lot of the time defenders will very aggressively peek things, but that's not something that uQuWu did in that round, as we saw some of the attacker players just being able to enter those critical areas like security, like that blue bar area without too much contention. And at the end of the day, that was a crucial mistake that maybe they'll not have faith as they're going to that top floor hookah set.
They are, however, this time investing a little bit more in that roam presence. Last time we didn't see that roam presence really have much of an impact early to mid game. It wasn't until the end that Stokes tried to come back down the stairs and get that pick. So this time they have brought out that visual, and I'm going to hope that they will play a little bit more flexibly and try to rotate a little bit quicker to meet the attackers, as opposed to kind of waiting upstairs for an attack that just never materialized. So second floor hookah billets is the primary site, so maybe they've got this, they've got strategies for this one and they know how they're going to play
Attackers
it.
are heading out to defuse a bomb.
Yep, and as a little bit of a standard side, I'm sure that they'll be able to do a good job in their defense. We've got Arnie roaming downstairs on that vigil, making it very hard for the drones to kind of suss out his location and make sure that they aren't being flanked. Ooh, Jin, however, with that quick frag onto Soggs, who was also roaming on that kitchen side. I thought it was a bit too aggressive, and he's going to be paying for that with his life. Once again, first pick going to RMIT Black on the attack, so very quick first frag.
I really think that the first pick was such a crucial advantage on this map. It, of course, being so frag heavy and requiring so much quick rotation to clear out, to retake and clear positions. Taking out an early player just makes it so much harder to defrag and get those picks back. And now RMIT Black can really push that advantage. Last time they got the first pick and they got this round. Whether that trend continues, I would like to see that. Whether it's a matter of just seeing who gets the first pick and then we can just call the round from there.
Yeah, definitely. First pick, very strong advantage, especially on the attacking side, since that means there's one less position to capture for the defenders. We see all three Habano turrets actually being used on this office wall, which is very interesting, considering that we normally see some of it being placed on that horn wall where smoke normally sits, but probably thought there might be a mute or something there. Now the attackers, however, they're approached very close to the bomb site, and you see some of the holes actually open in the hookah wall, so even more difficult for the defenders to stay there. Smoke, however, still is hiding in the billiards, we call it the smoke spot, since that is often where a lot of players will sit. Being pressured out, but he does have those smoke grenades. Oh no, he doesn't see the Habana, and Habana takes him down. It's not out though, but it's unlikely that he'll ever be picked up.
And that's a crucial pick there. Usually the smoke is the one that denies a plant and it opens up so much. However, Big Dog will take out Arnie now. He wasn't carrying the diffuser, and in fact it'll be Axe Hydra getting this diffuser down. It's not in the default either, and now suddenly that plant is going to go down and it's just going to make retaking this so much harder. They have this Cool Vibes area, but they don't have much else right now. I'm looking for these picks, but they don't get anything here with a second. And it's all up to Arnie now. Can he get one? No, he managed to light up 1v3 now, but he's got three players to find, 3 guns pointing back at him, and he's got 20 seconds in fact to make it. Jumps into this build, into this room, into Hookah's butt. It's going to be through the wall from Vincier, once again taking out Big Dog and uQuWu.
Yeah, not much you could do there. It's been a very distinct amount of wallbangs happening in this game, as you see. So many wallbang kills coming out from both sides, actually. That might come down to the coastline just being that donut of death, as I've called it before. There's so many soft bangable walls, so you can just spam that gun right through there. But very strong attack once again from the RMIT side. They seem to know what they are doing on this map for sure.
Yeah, and definitely the other thing I'm seeing recurring here is it's all a show about Vincier. He's just getting so many picks. He's just kind of running in, just gunning everyone down, and that's what Coastline is all about, just running in and gunning people down, and no one here does it better than him. And backed up by players like OJ and also Jin, who has been getting a lot of picks as well. It's just not working out for uQuWu here. I'm really starting to wonder why they picked defense first on what is usually a more attacker-favored map. I personally have always had trouble defending Coastline. Then again, might just be because I'm bad at the game. So who knows?
You don't give yourself as much credit as you should, Lance. What do you mean? You're great at this game, aren't we all? But definitely not as cracked as some of the players we have in this lobby, as they are going face to face once again onto that hookah bomb site. A little bit of an adaptation from the defending side. We see the pulse being taken, and if there was one thing that previous attack lacked, it was that downstairs control. We could see that Vigil at the end, desperately trying to impact, trying to find that planter, but his efforts were in vain. With the pulse, this will be much easier. He'll be able to get a good lock on the location of that diffuser. and maybe deny it.
Yeah, that, as you mentioned, that was definitely a crucial part that was missing. Last time it didn't really matter because they did clear out the remaining attackers. But as you mentioned, a pulse could be the game changer here. If Big Dog Arnie once again survives, he could do so much damage, and they still have the smoke up as well, and once again the Melusi as well to provide some of that intel. So definitely, it's good to see that they're adapting, and they'll have to adapt fast because RMIT Black are already 2 rounds away. Sorry, 2 rounds up. No answer back from uQuWu, and if they don't answer back soon, RMIT Black could run away with this.
Well, I like this play from PB. He takes some shots, he fires them back, but he leaves and doesn't lose his life for that. So making sure that it is not too bad. Oh, a wallbang through the hatch, I believe. Must be the pulse scanner and taking another kill onto NDB, who must have been downstairs, maybe on a drone or something, because that was an incredible lineup if it was not. Crucial opening pick, now in favor of uQuWu.
Once again, this VIP being the source of entry, opening up this VIP wall into that corridor, giving them a line of sight, cutting across, and really stopping that smoke player from kind of contesting it. However, there will be a shield there this time, so they have adapted, and it will be a little bit difficult. And Woodsy, of course, contesting at the feetsy holes through the drone hole. However, OJ will take out PB now, and that is finally the Legion gone, and Sog's also in a world of hurt here as he is being pressured from this aquarium.
I don't know much about that magnet. I think that'll just bring the grenade right to his face, but he chooses to reposition it because he realizes that probably not the best place to put that utility. However, he's being pressured from both this double window and that door, so he's in a rough spot. It takes a chunk of damage from that. It's also in the spot where he can't get out easily. He's got to face this nomad. He's got to face the music that bullets are going to be flying his way, and he's not out as he moves over, but there we go. A quick refrag from Jin. Still finds his work though. Finding one pick while he dies in that position is very tough. It's going to be down to Webra and Arnie, who finds that flank. Now Arnie is in a crucial position. He could use that pulse scanner to great effect. He's got that C4 as well in hand, and no, it's going to be gas grenades to take out Hydra. And Webra, ever so consistent on that smoke, using that gas and that shotgun in that corner.
The pulse definitely was the play of the game there. That was a crucial defining factor just in terms of the intel and also the kills. One through the floor, one through that window, and then giving that intel for the smoke to accurately pinpoint the location of those last 2 attackers. So definitely a very good adaptation, and one that I can see uQuWu continuing to run with. Hopefully RMIT Black have an answer back for this, be it in the form of a IQ or maybe just a bit of vertical clear. But if he's allowed unchecked, the pulse in the hands of Arnie could really do some serious damage here. Oh, never mind. He's just going to 6 off it. Okay, why did I even say anything?
Well, this is why we don't talk about operator picks during the 6 pick phase, because they could always switch it up. Throw the other team off their tracks, bringing in a new interesting operator and some of the strategies that are associated with something like that. So, no, we're not going to be seeing that pulse scanner this time, unfortunately. They're going to be going onto that kitchen. They don't think that pulse scanner is feasible here. So they're instead choosing that Melusi instead. Probably a good call. Those clubs can be very strong, especially with this damn door. Like, this kitchen door has been the bane of any defenders of this site in particular. Attackers can just walk straight in, and it's very difficult to deal with it. So bring a wub is going to be very helpful in that regard.
Well, I want to see whether they choose to go for that same vertical hold. Last time it just didn't work because the pressure just wasn't vertical, it was a horizontal push. So I want to see whether... Ooh, Woodsy just getting away with this by the skin of his teeth. I'm going for that cheeky spawn peek. But yeah, that's definitely horizontal, going right across the map. Neither team able to get a kill, but definitely making RMIT Black a little more nervous about attempting this.
Well, at least he wasn't fully punished from it. It takes like 10 damage. That's not too bad. Sogs gets a bit worried about that Yana clone, but takes it out. Now It's interesting that they're not following up. They're not sending anyone behind that clone, so that is essentially a wasted clone. Gotta wait another 30 seconds for a new clone to be generated. However, we've got the first breaching charge actually being used in top floor. Very quick. Less than a minute in already, and they've already got top floor control on that site, so that is definitely very commendable. Arnie, if he gets this kill, well, that is not very good flank watch at all from the RMIT Black team, and Arnie takes out Vincia and also MDB, going for a triple kill now as he thinks a little better of it, drops the hatch, and he's already taken his team in such a big advantage.
That was definitely the key play there, able to pick off the key player, Vincia, and an extra to go with it. Our OJ Haver will answer back and take out the smoke. Another kind of crucial piece of operator and utility that's needed to deny the plant. Axe Hydra, however, will be seeing this footprints, but Woodsy takes out OJ. No more footprints for him, and the Wob Wob gives him away, and it's looking like this is running away. And the advantage of uQuWu, those early picks just hurting RMIT Black so much. And what was looking like a promising start is now falling apart.
So seeing that foot but choosing not to fire, it goes for the C4 instead. Unfortunately, that's not gonna hit. He knows he doesn't have to challenge this. It's a 4v2 situation. If the defenders are able to just sit comfortably on site and stop these attackers from coming in so aggressively, they will win this round for sure. But it is their situation to lose for sure. The attackers, they've got to make this play, and they've really got to capitalize on some of the mistakes of the defense if they're able to win this. But it doesn't seem like the defense are giving them any opportunities.
4v2 now, 30 seconds left. This is definitely in the defender's favor now. No more attacker-sided coastline, and this could see us bring it back to a 2v2 now. Axe Hydra looking to get some of these, maybe a free pick or going for this plant, but Jin Tayo actually able to get onto site, and it's looking for a kill. One goes down, and this player hiding behind the shields might actually go down here. Unfortunately, that's the fuse dropped in 3v1, but the grenade post-mortem gets him and prone angle, but unfortunately it's Big Dog from behind takes out Axe Hydra for another round.
Big Dog starting off with the flank, Arnie, and then finishing it with that final kill onto the Yana. But the attackers are getting in quickly, but unfortunately they're just being a bit sloppy at that flank watch. I'm not sure how that Malusi was able to evade the Nomad, the multiple flank drones, and the Jackal scanner, but she finds her way into that core of the attacking team and takes out two important soft breaches, and that just blunts that entire attack. Nothing much they could do about it afterwards. Once again, we see a bit of a 6-pick bait. So there goes this Chunker. I'd love to see some Tajanka after his recent buffs, but it seems like none of these teams want to humor me.
Well, we will be seeing the Frost, who I am very happy to say that he's seeing a lot more Pro League play. I'm just really happy that she's finally viable. She's being used to her full potential, and I just love Frost. And there's no better feeling than watching someone hit a Frostmat. That sweaty Ash main who doesn't drone, running straight into a Frostmat. It's just perfect.
Of course you love Frost. Next thing you're gonna tell me you love Capcan.
Oh yeah, well that was the first operator I really played a lot because of course that's what you do as a newbie. You play Capcan.
Back in my times, it was the Rook that we would play. I think my most played operator is actually still the Rook on defense, or maybe the Mirror, but yeah, these players don't need to be going for these rookie plays, but this Frost is definitely not that initial operator that you would pick. The traps can be very useful in many cases.
Yeah, holding those crossfires with that trap makes it very, very difficult to jump into those windows, and there are a lot of windows here. There's kind of this split window, and also, of course, that blue bar window. Looking once again like a horizontal push here. We did see a vertical take from last time, but now this is going to be a horizontal push here, pushing into this office area. There is a drone on flank watch, so doing a little better, and they have brought the Nomad this time. So, flank watch hopefully won't be their downfall, but if they're not careful, it could be a Frostmat this time, so we'll see.
Well, it seems like attackers, they want to be weaving around these frost mats. They don't really want to jump into too many windows anyway. We've got a lot of the attackers set up on the office side, and it seems like they are going to be going for this blue bar plan after they've busted this wall open. Now we've got a nice angle to establish PD damage. Shoot some back, but not too much intel nor damage exchange between either teams. I believe that the defense's strategy is to just use those holes in that courtyard and get some shots down. Actually, people now flank from above, impact down, and I don't think the attackers are aware of this. Do they know that they're there? Oh, TV, they're right under you. Unfortunately, doesn't see, and that's actually going to be Vincia from the roof. Well, we've seen him frag in the building, and now we've seen frag on the roof, but Sogs on a quick refrag back onto NDB. This is back to even.
Oh, but Jintai has actually made his way onto site, and this is a misplay from Woodsy. However, he does get that kill last second. He couldn't have done it with the SMG, but he does with the MP5K. OJ going for a second attempt now. I don't know if anyone knows. 2 players are already down, 1 picked up, but in that brief amount of time, that will be Diffuser going down. 1 more player taken down now, and uQuWu looking like they're a bit stuck. Webra having to push up aggressively. It's a 3v3, but the health pool is not the same. And drops again from Axe Hydra makes it even less fair. Now Sogs all by himself, taken out by Vincia from the roof. Didn't even have to get into the building, he just sat on the roof. This is why everyone hates Poison, right?
Yeah, this donut in the middle, definitely the defender's going to be very angry that it's not covered up or something, because Vincia was able to find, I believe, 3 kills from that location, and that's just crazy. Not having to enter the building. You think as the Ash player he'd be zooming in, but no, actually decides to play it smart and just sit on that roof.
I definitely like the way though that he covered those rotates. They were just very good with making sure they knew where these defenders were going to be moving and cutting them off as they pass by. It's very difficult to challenge that roof because there's so many places to be looking at. So a strong position and able to cut off those defenders as they try to move around. And of course, the Nomad coming in clutch as well. Not just with 2 kills, but those air jabs make it a little safer for the attackers and not have to worry about their flanks as much.
Yep, and we actually see pretty good flank coverage on the RMIT Black side on that round. Not too many people were taken out from the flank, but that is how bars normally goes. There's not too many locations that you really want to push from, and it's just that one security corridor you've got to be worried about. There was an upside flank attempted by PB, I believe, who used the impact on that aquarium floor. Unfortunately, wasn't able to find any of the players through there, and just fell off it, and was picked off from the roof by Vincia. If he had stayed there, he might have been able to find some picks, and that would have been attacking around.
Oh, Sogs attempting to go for a bit of a spawn peek, but looks like he's been red. He does back off. No harm done, no harm taken either. Now Jintai looking to rappel up, and NDB looking to cut across the site from the ruins as well, looking through the windows. Usually you see a glass or something like this playing that, but it looks like NDB will be sitting back there with his 2x scope and looking to challenge across. However, do see a bit of vertical presence here. Big Dog, once again pulling out the Big Dog players underneath and ready to take on these attackers as they come in.
Big Dog plays. That's either a compliment or a very much a very underhanded tactic, but either way, Big Dog Arnie is hiding like a rat in that mudroom. Might go for a run out or one of those window peaks if anyone heads onto that double window rappel, as we saw him do before on that pulse. He's shown that he's done it before, and now he's throwing impacts upstairs. He has so many angles that he is able to contest from the spot on floor location, and is making the attacker's life so much more difficult.
He is, however, only one single roamer. Usually we see a lot of kind of roam game happening on coastline, but here we actually see only the Vigil running around. Everyone else is actually hunkered on the site. not sure if that's a best play here. Vincia gets one, but PB answers back and refrags him. Trading that out is definitely an important factor there. 4v4 now, but it is 1 minute roughly left on the clock, and the attackers have looked like they're slowing down a little bit.
Yeah, they are, but so he is definitely not feeling like that way, as there are so many attackers pushing him in the aquarium, and he is going to be taken out. Both ADS and really put to no use now, as the attackers have swarmed the position. Webraha with quick answer back, and we still have 45 seconds left in the round, so there is still a lot of time for these attackers. Coastline has just been such a different experience compared to our previous two maps. The attackers actually have this time and this space in order to set up their executes.
Yeah, but they do know that there is a player underneath. However, OJ says doesn't matter, and NDB as well takes out that player underneath. PB all by himself, but the user goes down, and so does uQuWu. As RMIT Black finally able to pull away here, making it a 4-2, I believe. 4-2? Yeah, 4-2 half on their attack. So, not terrible for uQuWu, but definitely not a good position to be in.
That was a very nice shot at the end, but that has just been this whole map in a nutshell. RMIT Black hitting the shots and also staying together as a team and just deathballing it right into that site. They've given themselves a lot of time, and with that, a lot of opportunities in order to get that win. Going up 4-2, gonna be good on that attacking side for Coastline, but it's definitely not something that is unrecoverable for the uQuWu side. So as they head onto that attack, they're going to need to do something pretty similar. I think it could still be very doable for them as a team.
Yeah, for sure, but this is not the same RMIT Black we saw in that very first matchup. At first, that RMIT Black was uncoordinated, kind of unsure what they're doing on their own map, but here, RMIT Black, they have really improved their coordination. They've been able to take that break and just be able to work out what's going wrong and be able to play together properly. And here, it's just working out so well for them. uQuWu unable to answer back into some of these, the pure amount of just fragging potential here being brought out by RMIT Black. And they're following it up very well as well with those drones and those players to refrag as well.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see if uQuWu are able to do something similar. However, RMIT Black on the defense have decided they want to go onto the hookah first. A very similar line actually, all in all. We've got they had the mute, but the mute is actually taken out. It's just 25 seconds around by that ACOG of the Nomad. Ooh, what is this? Is this a Spudoom or was he just next to the window? It's a bit hard to tell, but whatever the case is, that is a devastating blow. Luckily, he's probably got most of his mute jammers down already, so not a huge loss of utility, but they're going to be missing the gun of OJ and his friend.
Oh, Jin able to answer back upwards onto PB, peeking that roof. We did mention how it was difficult to peek that roof, but Jin says never mind. He just takes the head clean off PB, and Hardbreach are taken down now, so they're not going to be opening up triple. But Woodsy looks to answer back and does take out Jin, so a refrag, and overall advantage still stacking up. Oh, never mind. 3v3, it is once again even for both of these teams.
Well, if there's anything to go by RMIT's attack, their defense has been just as aggressive, and look at this aggression. Webra catches NDB, however, as he goes in for that swing, takes a chunk load of damage for his trouble, but he does bring the man advantage in favor of uQuWu, and now uQuWu, they're in a good position here. They've got the diffuser, and they've got some players around this bomb site, so they can definitely make something happen. Defenders, however, they need to find something. They need to equalize this man count real quick, as otherwise that diffuser is going to go down and it'll be very difficult for them.
The defenders, however, are playing quite close together, so that will give them good potential just to support each other. However, the attackers are a bit spread out, so if they take these fights 1v1 or even 1v2, it could work out the wrong way. It could very much not be in their favor. However, Axe Hydra taken down low by those impact grenades. certainly the the Sophia won't know, but that's definitely not a good position to be in. Sogs now looking to peek these windows as they're starting to queue up for an execute here. They know that these last two players are on this site, that grenade going off, and they can start working this other side, start going for this plant.
Yeah, I'd laugh if the hatch was opened and the Mozzie would just drop the hatch like one of those Jaeger helicopters, but no, it's actually gonna be just the attackers pushing right into the site. A little bit of flank from Woodsy, who got some of those very crucial kills on that Ash early in the round, and he finishes off with that last kill onto that hookah player, and looks like a very powerful attack onto that hookah side. uQuWu making sure that their attack is heard.
Yeah, that's a round that they definitely need to bring it back and just kind of break that momentum from RMIT Black. RMIT Black, of course, took 2 rounds in a row previously, so uQuWu looking to change things up. And once again, attacker-sided math, I guess. You know, it is what it is. Ash, of course, being played by Woodsy there, was an interesting flank there. I definitely did not expect him to be winning that, be the key there. But I suppose with all that pressure being focused from the billiard side, the defender's attention would have been looking over at billiards, and that opened up a hole for Woodsy to go up that flank and get that final pick. So definitely a well-done attack there. But we will be returning to the same site, and I have to wonder if RMIT Black are afraid of giving away too much, repeating these sites.
It could be a possibility, but here it is a very different defense set up by RMIT Black. Rook on the ACOG maybe wants to tease a little pawn peek or something of that sort. And it is going to be very interesting to see how they play this. They played it very aggressively last round, that's for sure. And it may have worked out in some cases, but it really came back to backfire at them in the end, where they just did not have enough manpower on the side. Oh, Arn takes a tag through a little bit of spawn peek. I'm surprised he did not check that. There's been so many spawn peeks in this game. You gotta check those windows, man. But it gets away mostly scot-free.
Yeah, that could have been devastating for Arnie to go down there, key player, and also on that Nomad shutting down some of this movement from the players. So definitely thanking his lucky stars that he got away with that, and that ACOG was not enough to end this. But Woodsy making rapid entry now into this blue bar site, looking like it's going to be some vertical pressure being applied as they have these drones and information, and they're looking to cut off this player as he comes back up from the bottom floor.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Yep, and that player doesn't want to give up his life. That player is Vincia, and he knows timings. He knows where the attack might be coming from, and he chooses not to fully contest it. It's a bit too risky, he says, as now the attacker has free range to go ham on that ceiling. Send some ash charges right into OJ's feet. Doesn't do too much damage, fortunately, as he had just moved, but that's gonna make it very difficult for him to stay in that little corner where you'd often see that smoke, but OJ on the mute is playing that position instead. Romans are moving back onto the side. They seem to be preparing for a little bit of a rush, but none is forthcoming. Woodsy taking a lot of damage through the floor, and attackers are a bit confused right now, but they're also pushing into Aquarium right now.
So I'm really starting to see that this is going to be a kind of a vertical pressure to flush out that smoke player, and then followed by a default plant here. They do have to contend with that Malusi Wobbler device. They are droning out the other side to clear those footholds, but with the diffuser in hand now, it looks like they're going to start prepping for this attack. I'm going to have to worry about the smoke though. He's still there and he is ready for some action.
Yep, he definitely is. He's got a shotgun. He's got a shotgun and a C4 maybe to get over the wall into that window if he's able to line up. But NDB on the other side of the map kills the flanking Woodsy, and that's going to be a lot of pressure alleviated. Now walking in, he wants to get the diffuser down, and he has the case out in hand. And the defense do anything to stop him. Here is the swag swing, and here is the C4. OJ somehow finding that C4 all the way from his little spot, arcing it nicely over. This is a bloodbath. 2 attackers remaining, and the diffuser cannot be planted. Sogs teases it, but he gets off it. He does not know if it's safe or not. Now PB needs to be the cover, but he's not enough. He's not enough in this singular window. There's not much he can do. He can repel into his death, or he can just get shot from that long angle from Axe Hydra, and RMIT Black with a reply onto the defense.
And RMIT Black once again answer back, taking out another round. So keeping ahead of uQuWu, and they're inching ever closer to that victory. It is 1-1 in terms of rounds, and now we are looking at 3-5 RMIT Black's favor. One more round, and they will be on match point with uQuWu trailing by 3 rounds. So uQuWu really need to get this next round. It's really the crucial round here, because if they don't, they have no more room to breathe. They have no more room to work with, and it'll be sending them straight to the lower bracket. Of course, it's not the end of the, it's not the end of their run, but you definitely don't want to be down there in that lower bracket. You want to be sitting in the upper bracket where, you can kind of chill and know that you've got that, you can just wait till the grand finals.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by
You
attackers.
could say they're saving strats. That's one explanation for it, but they've shown us a hell of a game, especially in that first map, taking it to 7-1 if you can, if we're showing it. So definitely they do have that ability to bring us a very good game, and especially on coastline where things can be so volatile, where things can change up at any moment, they can definitely bring in that adaptation that will take us to their map victory or to overtime. Now, a little differently, something else we've seen on RMIT Black now is the addition of that mirror. We didn't see mirror at all in uQuWu's defending half, but she's been opened up on the board. Goya was removed instead, so we'll see how effective this is.
Yeah, they are placing that mirror upstairs with the Malusi gadget and the Malusi brought by Vincia. So that will be very powerful position to be playing upstairs. But they've also put some players on this sunrise bar area to hold this horizontal as well. So overall, they've got they haven't put all their eggs in one basket. They've got kind of options on either side, but so do the attackers, and they are looking to attempt this push from kind of multiple prongs. A little bit of pressure in sunrise in that mud room, and a bit of pressure from the other side of the map as well.
A bit too early to tell where this might end up for their execute, but NDB, he's feeling the pressure, and that frag grenade is feeling some of that shrapnel on his body. Takes sees the sledge. Oh, PB not managing to spot NDB for some reason. Gets that pick onto NDB. Pick onto PB after a nice flick. Orange. OJ also on the other side of the map, getting another pick up onto Sogs. This is leaving the attack in shambles as a little bit of trash talk coming out in the chat. Webra and Arnie are left to clutch this almost impossible situation.
2v5 and a little over a minute, never mind. Big Dog takes out 1-2v4, and that's a star player, of course, but RMIT Black have proven they've got more than just star players. They've got a star team now. They can do this, and they're looking like so close. Big Dog taken down low as well, so an impact grenade, a breath, a ding in the shoulder will take him out, and NDB is playing aggressively. He actually, doesn't see Webra. Webra takes him out in 2v3, and now this is suddenly doable. 1 minute left to go, so still time to work with Axe Hydra. Holding this close is Flash now, and he's going to go for the push, but the mirror is helping him and takes out Big Dog Arnie. 1v3 now, Webra all by himself. He has to find 3. He doesn't find 1, and RMIT Black are on match point.
This is huge. That attack from the Sunrise Bar just not working out at all. Multiple players just walking in a bit confused. There were too many situations that round where players have stared at other people's heads and not fired for some reason. I guess might be a bit of latency or a bit of confusion there. Whatever it was, it did not go in uQuWu's favor at all.
And now 3-6, uQuWu are staring down RMIT Black on match point. RMIT Black still have 3 rounds to work with. They have that breathing space, so they're going to be playing confidently. They're going to be playing aggressively, and that might be enough to take out uQuWu here and now. uQuWu looking so dominant on that first map, but now It's all falling apart. RMIT Black taking them out 7-5 on uQuWu's own map, and now Coastline, it's 6-3. Could be even worse than that second map. So uQuWu, it's time to step up. It's now or never, because if they don't, it's down to the lower bracket.
Yep, and you do not want to go into the lower bracket. Some very difficult teams still in the competition down there, and if you lose once again in that lower bracket, you are out for good. And to do this defense, RMIT Black are going to go on this bar side instead. They've actually won 2 times in a row, so both on the hookah and the kitchen, so this is going to be their territory side. Often bars is chosen over that penthouse side, but it's not been entirely successful in this map so far. RMIT winning their attack on the bars in the other half can be a bit of a difficult side to set up if you're not prepared.
Yeah, well, as long as you watch that Reaper EN video, it will be okay. Webra, however, proves it's not, because he takes out OJ. That mute is taken off the board, but there's still a lot of intel denial here. Vincia on the Vigil and Axe on the Mozzie as well. So lots of roam game being brought here, but Jin takes out Woodsy. Sogs answers back, NDB goes down 4v3 now, and this is a very rapid attack. We're seeing so many shots coming out. Big Dog takes out Vincia, and now it's a 4v2. They could capitalize on this. They could push the advantage here and really send it back to RMIT Black, who are sitting pretty here on match point, but uQuWu proving it's not over yet.
No, it definitely is not, and starting with this round, they're proving that they can find those frags. Oh, a nice pixel coming from Hydra, and Jin showing his proficiency with the LMG. We saw that it had so much recoil in the prep phase, but he seems to have turned it off because it's just found 2 picks using that machine gun, just firing into those windows and those doors. Now, stuck in the courtyard, he's wide open, and he does have some intel from his teammates on that drone, but he cannot do much. He's exposed from multiple directions, and he has to be very careful to not get picked off. Dogs now is rotating over. I don't believe he's aware of it, but he at least has some notion that there might be someone still in the courtyard waiting for him. Now they're gonna attempt this pinch, so Sogs pushing in from this mudroom, and also the Ash in that courtyard. We'll see if it works.
Axe, however, will be nearby, and we turn to the right. He will catch this player in the courtyard, and however, it looks like they've given up on this push now. Big Dog, however, has made it out of that position, and he is starting to challenge this player outside in the office now, looking for to challenge Jin. He has the LMG, he has the Alder, he's got 80 bullets. Big Dog is going up against him. I'm not sure where Sogs is. He's looking to hit the rappel. Big Dog takes some damage. Jin also takes some as well, but the diffuser is down outside. 30 seconds now. The push will be coming soon. Sogs takes some damage. Neither team able to get the killing blow. It's coming down to the last seconds now. 20 seconds left. Shots going back and forth. Ash Charge comes out, but Axe Hydra takes out Big Dog. And Sogs answers back in the Jin. It's a 1v1. It's the ultimate competition. Diffuser going down now. 10 seconds left on the clock. Axe needs to make a play here. Can he see this player? He does not, but will he get him on the up? He does, and Axe gets the last kill. And that is the diffuser down. And defuse, with that defuse, RMIT Black take out uQuWu 7-3.
Take out they did indeed on this map, and oh, what a performance from RMIT Black. Really a U-turn from their first map, as they were able to just destroy the defense consistently on that first half, and then onto that defense. Very well played. A little bit of friendly conversation in the chat, as yes, that is gonna be it for this match, as what a fantastic showing from RMIT. uQuWu, however, also showed up incredibly on those first 2 maps in particular. They are definitely a good contender for that grand finals position.
Yeah, no one so far has been able to give RMIT Black that same run for their money, taking them out 7-1 on that first map. No one has been, apart from one other draw, I believe, in the group stages, no one has yeah, against Monash Platinum, you know, uQuWu have been able to get so close. So, you know, those are the teams we're going to be watching for to take out, you know, this giant, this titan of this particular competition. RMIT Black are the team to beat. They are the LATAM team, and, you know, everyone else is the TSM trying to topple the giant. But for now, TSM has fallen, and indeed, LATAM and RMIT Black will be continuing their reign of terror here.
That is for sure. Oh, that's going to be it for us at AEL presented by Chatime Australia. It's been a great match, and I really enjoyed casting this, and I'm sure you've all enjoyed watching it as well. It's going to be it for me and Lance. Signing off.
Bye.